trying to tell you how much I admire your truly superb loyalty and devotion. Here your boyfriend, Roger, a prince of a fella, has been back east at Princeton studying to be a genius for 3 months now. And not once have you given him cause to worry or be jealous. Yes, Bernadine, it's girls like you who give me faith in the honesty and integrity of American womanhood.
Oh, well, thank you.
Wait, there's more.
Oh, what?
I love you. Let's go steady.
Back off, you big phony, or get a face full of elbow.
No, my great tawny animal.
All that blabber about admiring my devotion and loyalty. Ha!
But I'm all for him.
Ha!
For a week, maybe, even 2. But after 3 months, it's not loyalty, it's insanity.
Roger and I have a heaven-sent relationship, and no creep like you is going to torpedo it.
Very well, then, my love. Reject me. Fling me away. Turn me into a drifting, aimless, mindless, hopeless wreck.
You rang?
No, Maynard, I didn't. Please, I'm busy. And now, my angel, where were we?
You were a hopeless wreck. Now get lost. Maynard, the dance starts early tonight. Could you pick me up at 9?
Nope, I'm like unavailable to 10.
Oh, but Maynard, 10's awfully late.
Well, don't quibble, chick. Take it or leave it.
I'll take it. 10 will be perfect.
That's better. Now the loot for the tuxedo.
Oh, all right.
Oh, yeah, the taxi fare?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Ooh, and a big hunk of miscellaneous for odds and like ends.
Well, all right, here.
Yeah.
My friend Maynard G. Krebs has all the sex appeal of a head of cabbage with a beard. So how do you figure the way that dream Bernadine threw herself all over him? I had to find out the reason. So I went to Maynard and I said, Maynard, I think there's an explanation coming.
Okay, let's have it.
No, Maynard. You're the one who'd better do some explaining, and fast.
What's to explain? I'm gonna take that chick for every nickel she can wring out of her old man, that's all.
Maynard.
Yeah, when she's all wrung out like an old grapefruit, I'm gonna squeeze a lot more.
Maynard, is it really you talking?
You bet. Me, Maynard G. Me. The real Maynard G. Me. I'm like rough, tough and like ornery. No more washy-wishy schnook.
Maynard, I'm shocked. What's happened to you? What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong, except I found out the truth. My face is my fortune.
Your face is your fortune. Maynard, you're very sick. I'm taking you home.
Still don't believe me, huh, smart apple? Well, pay me like heat. About 7 or 8 weeks ago, that's almost a month, I was a sweet, lovable, cuddly, stupid kid. And then I struck gas.
Hey, Maynard, that's oil.
Yes, oil. What's the difference? I was on my way, Europa. You see, this Bernadine chick was talking to her boyfriend, Roger, just before he zoomed off to get himself a lift for Pinky education. They were yakking away over in the, by the school over there.
Gee, Roger, while you're away at Princeton, I'm not going to be able to breathe or anything.
Oh, but I want you to, my angel.
Breathe?
Oh, that too, of course. But, I mean, while I'm away at Princeton, I want you to participate in campus activities here. Sorority dances, parties, football weekends.
Oh, I wouldn't dream of going anywhere without you.
Oh, but you must go. While I'm away at Princeton, becoming a man of the world, you can't remain a simple, small-town Alice sit by the fire.
Okay, if you say so, my dear. But I'll just have to find a fella to escort me who's a friend of yours.
But while I'm away, how do I know he'll remain a friend? I'd be afraid you'd fall in love with him.
Then I won't go.
But my conscience will bother me if you have to sit home alone every night.
Well, then we'll find a fellow that no one could possibly fall in love with.
You rang?
When that disastrous event took place, it was precisely 3:27. I do not make such an important issue of the exact time for any capricious reason. No, I mention it because it marked the moment when Maynard G. Krebs, kind, sweet, gentle child of nature, became Maynard G. Krebs, hard-headed money grubber and gigolo. From that moment on, he began to fall apart, morally, that is. You see, when Bernadine and her boyfriend realized that Maynard's unusual appearance made him the kind of fella it was impossible to be jealous of, they offered him money to escort her to dances, parties, and football weekends. Before long, word of this got around, and Maynard became a valuable commodity. Any girl who had a boyfriend away at school in the East or in the Army or like that could hire Maynard to be her date. Sounds impossible, but Maynard's face had become his fortune. Of all the faces a boyfriend could never be jealous of, Maynard's was the undisputed champion, and he was cashing in on it. The whole situation was disgraceful and degrading. But Maynard, the poor misguided fool, didn't realize it. In fact...
Maynard, I've been looking all over for you. You've got to reconsider my offer.
Oh, flake off, doll. One chick at a time is all I can handle. And my waiting list is longer than your arm. And your arm, too.
But Myron's been away at West Point for over a month now. And tomorrow is sophomore prom day.
Well, those are the breaks.
Please, Maynard, I'll guarantee you an all-expense-paid visit to Perry's Pizza Parlor after every dance.
Oh, cut the wailing, girl. You're bugging me.
Darlene, I'd be honored to escort
As
you
you
to
were,
the-
Sonny. One look at you and Myron would drop me and mangle you. Maynard, please let me know the minute you have an opening. I'm missing out on everything.
Zoom off, Lulu. See what I mean, though? A normal-looking face like yours gets you straight to Nowheresville. But a kisser like mine, man, it's worth its weight in pistachio caramel sundaes.
I can't believe it. What happened to the Maynard G. Krebs who used to spend hours feeding the squirrels in the park? The Maynard G. Krebs who climbed over the fence at the dog pound to free helpless pups. The Maynard G. Krebs who likes to watch sunsets and flowers and rainbows after a thunderstorm. What happened to that sweet, kind, warm-hearted fella?
He went that away, and who needs such a muttonhead? Look, Doe, my client brought me a beautiful plaid vest to go with my tuxedo ensemble. And I gotta go over to the tailor for a fitting, so I see you later.
Maynard, what you're doing is un-American.
Oh, Maynard, I've got to talk to you. Ralph's been at
Unhand me, wench. Oh, man, what a disadjusted world we live in. I mean, I keep wondering, will supply ever equal demand?
Drusilla, my dear. Do you realize that we are witnessing the destruction of the soul of Maynard G. Krebs before our very eyes? And worst of all, the poor misguided creature doesn't even realize how horribly bad off he is.
Garcon, now we're through tripping this light fantastic. Bring our table the caviar. The entire caviar.
Maynard, caviar is so expensive, and I'm already overdrawn on next month's allowance.
Well, Prudence Meglis offered me a lifetime membership in the Dizzy Gillespie fan club. And Lord Jim Plug said...
He'll have caviar.
Like skull.
See what I mean? See the fate I had to rescue Maynard from? Boy, was he miserable.
It was a lovely evening, Maynard. Thank you for bringing me.
Oh, stand back, girl. Your hot breath is melting my boutonniere. Let us away.
Maynard, come with me. I'm safe.
Oh, you gotta be some kind of a nut!
I'm going to stand by and let you ruin it.
Get him back, you nut, or I'll call a paddy wagon!
Maynard, I'm going to take you back to the kind of life you used to lead.
Stand that chick, call a paddy wagon.
No, sir. This is Captain's way. With the special soft cushions that you ordered.
Okay, I have soft cushions. Maynard, we're going to go wake up my folks. They'll help me rescue you from this life of unhappiness. Thanks for the walk.
You gotta be kidding. Why would any girl want to give Maynard all that stuff just to go out with her? No, what a stupid question. She's got to have a hole in her skull, that's why.
I'm trying to tell you, the girls are after him because he's a very valuable commodity.
A very valuable... That broken-down wreck?
No offense, Maynard.
No offense, Mr. G.
That's just it, Dad. He's valuable because he's a broken-down wreck. Yeah, no offense, Maynard.
No offense, Dope.
Let it go. I'm going to call the cops and tell them you're kidnappers and you're holding me for $1 million ransom. On second thought, who believed me?
Forget you mentioned it.
Maynard, you absolutely cannot take money from a girl that way. It's disgraceful.
It's shocking.
It's shameful.
It sounds to me like maybe he's latched onto a good thing. It is shocking, shameful, and disgraceful.
Now, Dad, help us show Maynard how wrong he is.
Maynard, now you listen to me. This is a man's world, and you gotta act like a man. If you want something, you gotta go out and earn it for yourself. Why? I better quit. He's got me.
Herbert, you are not helping.
Maynard, we're only doing this for your own good. If you straighten out and do what's right, we don't gain anything by it, but you will. You'll win back your self-respect and dignity.
Do as we say, Maynard, before it's too late.
They're right, Maynard. Oh, I know it's awful tempting to take the easy road, but unless a man makes his own way in this life, he ain't really a man. Why, he can hardly look at himself in the looking glass, and as that's pretty tough for you already, why saddle yourself with an added handicap? Oh, you know what I mean.
Maynard, we only want to help. We're your friends.
Like true, the best friends I got in the whole world, or any place else.
Aha! I figured you'd have him here, you low-down kidnapper.
Yeah, you low-down kidnapper.
Maynard, we're friends now.
Maynard, come on. The gang is going to the Peabody for barbecued ribs.
Barbecued ribs.
Maynard, whatever she'll feed you, we'll feed you.
And And we will provide a fine, wholesome American atmosphere.
Maynard, I'll have my father increase my allowance if we'll go to the movie 7 nights a week.
Crazy.
Mayor, we'll take you to the movies 7 nights a week, plus matinees.
And we will provide a fine, wholesome American atmosphere.
Come on with me, Maynard. I'll make you happy.
I don't want to go with you.
Stay with us. We'll make you strong.
I gotta stick with my good buddy Dobie, because he learned me everything I know. And if he says giving up all them jollies is good for me, well, I gotta give it a try.
Yeah, and you'll win, Maynard. We'll help you win.
Well, you bet we will, Maynard. Why, we'll help you so much even you won't be able to flub it over.
With the help of our fine, wholesome American atmosphere.
Okay, Dobie, you win for now. But just wait. I've got him accustomed to roast pheasant and caviar. Do you think he'll ever again be satisfied with soda pop and tuna fish?
Oh, she could be right, though, but... I mean, I'm hooked on all them things. Do you think I can kick them?
Don't worry, Maynard. We're right here with you. We'll fight at your side until you've got all those horrible habits completely out of your system.
Ha! They never kicked those habits. He'll be back in 24 hours for the soft, easy, luxurious life. Bye-bye, Maynard. See you soon. Real soon.
Oh, now you're acting like a man, Maynard. And whenever you think you're slipping back, you just yell for us.
We'll get you whatever that hussy would get for you.
Yeah, and forget about what it costs, Maynard. You're much more important than mere money.
That's right, boy. Forget about what it costs. After all, the important thing is forget about when it costs. Now, just hold the phone. You mean I gotta shell out a lot of loot just
Yes,
so,
Herbert,
man?
we
Yes,
do.
Herbert, she do. Maynard, be my guest.
Thanks, Dan. Saving Maynard will be worth whatever it costs. You won't regret it.
Would you like to make book on that?
D-Day, H-hour. The battle had begun. It was bound to be a tough fight, but the game was well worth the candle. For the candle was nothing less than the soul of Maynard G. Krebs.
Oh, no! Oh, please, like Vanish Chick, I promised nobody avoid you like a case of measles. Now, please.
Look, Maynard, shiny new bongos hot off the boat from the Caribbean.
Like I saw. Now take them away, like, please, or I'll flip.
The finest money can buy. Dig the sound. In a place where you can play it. Oh, as loud as you want to. All night long. And just bring it right home. No one can disturb you.
Just a darn minute.
Beat it, Dobie. You're too late. I told you he'd come back to me.
No, he won't. He's strong enough to resist you. Right, Maynard? Right, Maynard?
She said she'd give me them high-class bongos.
You're important. Fine as money can buy. And a place to play them where nobody will bother us.
Don't hate me, Dob. I'm not bad. Just weak.
Maynard, you know we'll match whatever she offers.
Match them bongos?
We'll match them bongos.
When?
Now!
Ain't it bad enough I had to shell out all the loot for them drums without I gotta get up and listen to them, too?
And Maynard has to have an audience when he puts on a performance.
You call that a performance? It's more like an old Mongolian torture.
Bernadine was stubborn and tricky and a girl. And that's a powerful combination to beat. Like the snake in the Garden of Eden, she kept thinking of sneaky new ways to tempt Maynard.
Oh, no.
Don't you want to go swing in my pool?
Oh, no, cut out. You don't got me, you siren. I'm picking that soft, easy, happily miserable life. No, please. No,
You won't make it look float.
Oh, I can't. I mean, flake off. I mean, go take a trip someplace.
Now, Maynard, we'll have my fun and there'll be...
Maynard, don't tell me she's dangling bait in front of you again.
Okay, I won't tell you, but she is, and this time she's got me hooked. Go, girl.
No, Maynard. You know we'll match whatever she offers. What's the come on today, Delilah?
A lazy, elegant afternoon in my swimming pool. Match that, loudmouth.
Yeah, match that, loudmouth.
Come on.
Okay.
scared Bernadine off, wouldn't you? But no, the battle for Maynard's soul went on. The enemy was still full of fight.
And then we'll go to the La Fiesta room. They got the best Latin band in town. You know how you love to cha-cha-cha the way I showed you?
Yes, the greatest. All that cucaracha rhythm.
A swinging night of cha-cha-cha. Top that, big talker.
Yeah, nothing to it.
Oh, yeah? We'll see.
We'll see. And that Bernadine thought she had us stuck. Boy, you've got to get up pretty early in the morning to beat us Gillises. Maynard, Mom's the best cha-cha dancer in the whole neighborhood.
Well, for my age, that is. Come, Maynard. Shall we show them how to cut a Latin rock?
Hey, viva la senorita G. That's Mrs. G in like Latin, you see.
We know, Maynard. We know. Dance already.
Oh.
Ready? And one. And one.
I thought Bernadine taught you how to dance the cha-cha.
Like true, but I was too chicken to lead, and she only learned me how to follow.
You can only follow her. Can't you lead?
Oh, I wouldn't know how, dear.
We're sunk. No wonder that Bernadine was so sure of herself.
Ooh, that music, man, what a beat. Well, there's nobody here to dance with, so I better go down to the La Fiesta room and find that twinkle-toed chick.
Oh, no, Maynard. Don't go back to her.
Fight that temptation, Maynard. Fight.
I'm sorry, Mrs. G. Dobie. Dobie, that means that...
I know, Maynard. I know.
I tried. Honest, I did. But it's bigger than the both of me. So, like, farewell and au revoir. And 1, 2. Cha-cha-cha. 1, 2.
Hold it, boy.
Oh, let go, Mr. G. You're cheating. You said you promised you'd give me anything the chick couldn't. I gotta have somebody to lead me in the cha-cha-cha. I just gotta.
So?
So?
So, when the little lady was becoming the best cha-cha-cha dancer in the neighborhood, for her age, that is, who do you think was leading her? Shall we dance? Cha-cha-cha. 1, 2. 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 Cha-cha-cha.
The time had come for the crucial test. Was Maynard cured? Could he resist the bright, shiny, seductive temptations of Bernadine and return to living like the sweet, undemanding Maynard we all knew and loved? That's what I had to find out.
Endicott buildings. One big whole pile of...
Maynard, hi.
Oh, she's back. Keep her away.
Maynard.
Get lost, you bloodthirsty umpire.
Hey, Maynard, that's vampire. This time you've got to face her.
Oh, no, Dope. She'll like entice, allure me, and tantalize me back to my old wicked
Maynard,
ways.
listen to her. See what she wants.
Maynard, I have 2 front row seats for the Thelonious Monk concert. What time are you going to pick me up?
Thelonious Monk? Man, he's the wildest. I gotta go hear him. I said I just gotta go hear him. Hey, Dope, ain't you gonna offer to take me to hear old Thelonious so I won't go with her?
No, Maynard.
No, Dobie?
No, Maynard. No more bribes. We did it for a while so you'd have time to make up your mind. But now the hour of decision has arrived. Do you choose her, the shameful, disgraceful, pitiable life, or us? High-minded, straight, noble, and pure. Make your choice.
Choose me, Maynard. I'll give you steak and lobster dinners.
That's right, she will.
And tons of stereo records.
That's right, she will.
It'll be a life of sheer fun and pleasure.
That's true, and all we can offer you is friendship and honor and a chance for you to regain your self-respect.
Come, Maynard. Let us away.
Dobie.
Yes, Maynard?
Yes, Maynard.
I...
Well, Maynard.
Well, Maynard?
I'm staying with you, good buddy. I'm cured. All of a sudden, I don't want no more of them fancy doodads somebody else pays for. Namely a chick.
Maynard, that's wonderful. Just wonderful.
Maynard, have you gone soft in the head or something? I'm offering you all the luxuries a young man could want.
Sure. On account of you want something from me. My face and my lovable personality so you can swing with the hoity-toity set and still keep your boyfriend.
True.
But with Dobe here, it's different. I can't do him no good.
True.
In fact, all I ever do is give him headaches. But, I mean, he don't want nothing from me except I should be his friend. He's got no ulterior motives. That's how I know his way is the right way. Because I'm the only one who like helps.
Maynard, you're a fine, decent human being.
I know.
Maynard,
Yeah, good buddy?
here.
You're all heart, sir.
Oh, I hope you two will be very happy.
Don't talk to us, you evil woman.
Maynard, Bernadine, you put up a good fight and you deserve a lot of credit.
Well, thank you, Dobie. You're okay, too. You really stick up for your principles. Gee, it's too bad we couldn't have met under different circumstances.
True, we might have become good friends.
That's quite possible. Well, goodbye.
And don't come back, you evil woman, trying to ruin a sweet, cuddly, lovable kid like me.
Bernadine, I didn't know quite how to say what I had to say to you, and that's why I brought Abigail with me.
Indeed.
Abigail is a student of cultural anthropology at Bixby College for Women.
Indeed.
I feel like an utter cad and bounder about all this. Of course, Bernadine, but when a fellow finds himself an Ivy Leaguer...
Why don't you come out with it, you big phony? You just came back here to tell me off. You got yourself an oversized head and an undernourished girl, and a small-town girl like me just isn't good enough for you anymore.
Indeed.
I'll indeed you, sister. Here's your ring and your pen. And if I find anything more of yours over the house, you can come over and I'll stuff them down your throat.
Careful, careful, those aren't paid for yet.
Indeed, yes, Skinny, and you can have him with my compliments. I'm going to find myself a man who has the guts to stick up for what he believes in.
Hi, Bernadine.
Dobie, darling.
Me, Dobie, darling, me.
Roger and I have just come to a mutual and highly satisfactory misunderstanding.
I just saw.
Oh, you're just the man I'm looking for.
I am? Oh, yeah, I sure am.
Dobie,
Yes.
couldn't we go somewhere and talk?
Of course, my sweet. Your wish is my command.
Dobie, darling, you're so cute.
You are the moon and the
You're
stars.
so romantic.
You are poetry.
But you're so impetuous, my sweet. We've only just met. How can we speak of marriage?
When two people are in love, my pearl, it's never too soon to speak of marriage.
True.
Yes.
Roger, that meathead,
Yeah.
and I, we had our initials engraved on everything since the day we met. Good heavens. I ordered a silver serving tray yesterday. I must call them and have our initials engraved on it.
Yes. Oh, voila. Voila, my dime for the phone.
Oh, I'll rush right back.
Each second will seem like an eternity, my sweet questing beast.
Like hi, Dope.
Oh, hi, Maynard. Sit down. Look, Maynard.
Oh, hey, I see you ordered for me.
I have wonderful news to tell you.
Yeah.
Bernadine and I.
Bernadine?
Yeah.
My former serpent in the Garden of like Eden?
Yes.
Man, I'm sure glad you never flipped for her, Dope. Remember once how I thought you was making up everything about helping me just so you could get her? Oh, man, I'm sure glad it turned out I was wrong. Because if I ever found out you and Bernadine were like hacking around together, then I'd never ever trust you or any other human person ever again. Never, ever, never, ever. I mean, I'd lose my whole faith in humanity. And I go back to my wicked ways as being a no-good gigolo. But, Dobe, you're good and true and pure of heart, and you only wanted to help me. And that's how come I'll always believe you and trust you. And, Dobe, I'd give you anything I owned. Oh, yeah, hey, Dobe. Dobe, you want to borrow my petrified frog?
Dobie, Oh, hi, Maynard.
Oh, get lost, chick.
Look, Bernadine, there's something I gotta... Yeah, get lost, chick.
What? Dobie!
Cut out. Scoot like a bunny. Right, Dobe?
Yeah, like a bunny.
Well, I never
did either. So like hail and farewell. Right, Dobe?
Yeah, like hail and farewell.
Man!
Chicks, who needs them anyhow? We always got each other, right, good buddy?
I'm afraid so, Maynard. I'm afraid so.
No, Maynard, this time you lead. Oh, yeah. Ready? 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 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 1, 2,
progress in science. This is my friend Maynard G. Krebs. He represents, well, nobody can quite tell what Maynard represents. Now, what do these four things have in common? Just wait and see.
Good morning, students. And I use the term students whimsically. Well, you are all no doubt wondering why we're meeting out here today instead of in our regular classroom. All right, so you are not, no doubt, wondering. But I am your beloved history and biology teacher, and I have prepared a stirring speech that I don't intend to waste. So I'm going to tell you anyhow, and you will A, listen with eager, fascinated attention, or B, win a real-life blunt notice of your very own. BAs have it, and so much for the art of gentle persuasion. Now to business. When our beloved founder, S. Peter Pryor, arrived here many years ago, he stood on this spot and proclaimed for all the world to hear, "This is where I shall establish my college." Rumor has it that he picked that particular spot because his feet hurt and he didn't want to irritate his bunions. However, those are probably only the words of opposing real estate operators. At any rate, this plaque stands on the most hallowed piece of ground on our campus. Tomorrow, they're going to remove the crumbling old base on which it was built and replace it with a newer, sturdier one. Now, barring unexpected foreclosure of the mortgage, the new base should endure for many years. So to celebrate the occasion, we are going to cement into it a most fascinating object, a time capsule.
A time capsule, Dr. Burkhardt?
A time capsule, Mr. Gillis. You do know what a time capsule is, don't you?
I sure do, don't we, Zelda?
You bet, Poopsie.
Mm-hmm.
A time capsule is a cylinder made of lead, which, when properly sealed, becomes absolutely airtight. Thus, objects placed within it remain in perfect condition for hundreds, even thousands of years.
Thank you, Miss Gilroy. An excellent recitation, as usual.
You're welcome.
Certain objects, carefully selected to be representative of our culture, will be placed in the time capsule before it is deposited in the base of the plaque. Mr. Osborne, do you know why?
So that people can open the capsule thousands of years from now and immediately learn what superb creatures we were back here in the 20th century, correct?
Correct.
Naturally.
Tell me, Mr. Gillis, what article would you choose? Now, think carefully. It isn't a choice to be made lightly. Try to name a single object that represents, in a sense, what we believe in, what we're struggling for.
A photograph. That's what I'd put in that capsule.
A photograph of what?
Of a girl.
I should have known. Any particular girl?
No, any girl, just so she's soft and round and creamy and lovable. Because girls like that are the finest things our civilization's ever produced. And they're sure what I believe in and struggle for.
Constantly, Mr. Gillis, constantly. Your choice is hardly a profound one, but as a member of the sex in question, I can only say hear, hear. Miss Gilroy, you are always our rock of good sense. What article would you choose?
I would also choose a photograph.
Oh, of what?
Of Dobie.
Zelda, please.
I want women 1,000 years from now to study the picture of my Dobiekins and say, those women in the 1960s clawed and scratched and fought for their men, no matter how vague and helpless and simple their faces were. No offense, Poopsie.
Thanks, Zelda. Thanks a lot.
Quiet, please. You'll have to dig in and do some better thinking than that. You will bring the articles to be placed in the time capsule at tomorrow's ceremonies. That's your assignment. And the dean will make the final selection. And they darn well right better be sharp choices, because I don't intend to let future generations picture us as an eccentric, zany bunch of half-baked screwballs who...
You right?
No, Mr. Krebs, welcome to the land of the living.
Likewise, a professorship.
Mr. Krebs, you are a perpetually happy-go-lucky, cheerful young man. What light-hearted object would you choose to place in a time capsule for future generations to dig up and learn all about us?
Nothing.
Nothing?
But nothing, because there won't be nobody here to dig it up. I mean, one of them slack-headed jokers is going to wig out and push the panic button, and it's hello bomb time. Every human person in this whole world and every place else will be gone, like bye-byesville, like boom, boom, kerboom.
Yesterday, when Dr. Burkhardt brought up this time capsule idea, I was all for it. I mean, stashing away all sorts of things so people way up there in the future can dig it up and see what made us tick sounded great. Sort of instant history. But look what it did to my friend Maynard G. Krebs. Since the minute he laid eyes on this capsule, all he can do is run around hollering, boom, boom, kerboom.
Boom, boom,
Maynard, I want you to cut that out this minute. You've been wailing and carrying on like a stuck pig ever since you saw that time capsule. What? What started it? What got you into this screwy mood?
It ain't screwy. It's like very mental. And it was a newspaper.
No. What was different about this newspaper?
I read it.
No. Now concentrate, Maynard. What'd you read in this newspaper that got you so shook up?
Oh, terrible, scary things, good buddy. People fighting other people, stabbing them, beating them up. Arson, they call it.
Yeah.
Robbing, knifing, cracking skulls.
I see.
That was only the comic page. Wait till you hear what's going on in the real world.
I understand.
Yeah, and everybody's threatening everybody else. Overseas foreign countries yelling at us yelling at overseas foreign countries, and there's armies and rockets.
Maynard, what's wrong?
I scared myself.
Now concentrate, Maynard. Your reaction to what's happening in the world does you credit. All those scary headlines were bound to upset someone as kind and sensitive and gentle as you.
Yeah, dogs come up the street and lick my hand.
All thinking people go through a phase when they're convinced there's absolutely no hope for civilization.
I'm convinced, and I'm not even thinking people.
Sure, the world's loaded with violence and hatred and all sorts of awful things, but it's got lots of wonderful things in it, too.
But what about them big, important bigwigs walking on them big, important conferences?
What about girls and tennis and hot fudge sundaes and water sports?
What about the armies and rockets?
What about hi-fi and fried onions and cool jazz combos and wearing clean starch shirts?
What you say?
Excuse me, Maynard. Skip the clean starch shirts. Maynard, stop looking on the dark side. There's good and bad in this world, and we can live with both of them. We always have.
I don't know, Dobe. I'm like worried and scared and jumpy. And man, when I feel like that, there's only one thing to do.
Maynard.
No, don't try and stop me, good buddy. It's the only way I can think and clear my head. Man, there's nothing like this stuff to make a man forget his troubles. Oh, what I wouldn't give for a lifetime supply of that Tutti Frutti on the rocks.
Just what would you give Krabs, baby?
You name it, you got it, Waldo.
Then refresh yourself, my bearded gourmand.
You paying?
I'm paying.
Oh, I'm eating. Like, whoa, what's the catch?
Catch?
The joker, the kickback, the booby trap. With you, there's got to be one, Chatsworth.
That's most unkind, Krabs, baby. True, but most unkind. Actually, Maney-Doo, it's quite simple. Item. You hold a part-time job feeding the owls in Dr. Burkhart's biology laboratory. True?
Like true. I got away with owls.
Item. Also kept in Dr. Burkhart's laboratory, in her desk, near the owls, are the questions for the biology exam she intends to give next week. True?
Like true. So?
So, I want you to steal them for me.
The owls?
The exam questions, you ninny.
Oh, I don't know, Chatsworth. I myself am not personally enrolled in biology. I mean, I have enough trouble speaking English. Me steal? Me? Maynard G. Honest?
Quiet, you owe.
Me, Burgle? Maynard G. Honorable?
They'll hear you.
I don't care. I'm 100% an American boy, and I don't do nothing dishonest, and I have a conscience.
Correction, Maney-Doo. You used to have a conscience, but it's useless to you now because none of us will even be here in the very, very near future. The end of civilization, isn't that what you said yourself?
Like true, we're heading and zooming right for boom, boom, kerboom.
Correct. And so, gracefully expressed. So, Krabs, baby, since you won't be around for your conscience to annoy you anyhow, why not enjoy yourself now in the gay, fun-filled, delightful, madcap present? Refresh yourself, dear crony, and there's oodles more where that came from if you obtain the exam questions for me.
Oh, I don't know, Chatsworth.
I merely need to see them for a few moments, then you can return them. All right, then. I'll throw in a dozen new stereo records. Very well, then. Make that 2 dozen. And a fabulous custom-built hi-fi set to play them on. But that's as high as I go. Oh, gad, man, you're a shrewd bargainer, you hard-fisted businessman, you.
Me? You.
Thank you, noble citizen. Thank you. You are performing a glorious deed for your school and your country.
Such an exam question?
You see, under normal circumstances, I, Chatsworth Osborne, Jr., with my superior Osborne brain, would have no need whatsoever for advanced copies of the examination questions. Why, then, am I in difficulty now, you ask?
Who's asking?
I shall tell you since you insist.
Who's insisting?
As the sole member of the Osborne dynasty, currently enrolled in this fine institution, I have certain solemn obligations. After all, who is best qualified to keep the name of our school bright and shining and continually in the public eye? Who?
The owl.
And Osborne, of course. When students drop paper bags filled with water on passing citizens, who must take the lead by dropping the first bag?
Who?
And Osborne. When students swallow goldfish, who must take the first swallow? And Osborne. When students cram into telephone booths, who must be the first to cram in and the last to crawl out? And Osborne, that's who. With such a tradition to uphold, can I be untrue to my family's reputation by shirking my obligation? No! Hence, I have had no time whatsoever for such prosaic matters as studying for a biology examination. When duty calls, and Osborne answers.
Chatsworth, you're all heart.
I surely am.
Too bad you're just a low-down rat.
It is a shame, isn't it? Now, tell me, when will you be able to borrow the exam questions from Dr. Burkhart's desk?
Oh, Chatsworth.
Don't bother thanking me, Maney-Doo. When do you go to feed the owls in Dr. Burkhart's lab?
1 o'clock on the dot.
It's 1:30 now.
I must have missed the dot.
Why are you dallying? Away, away, away. Hurry yourself to that laboratory post-haste.
I don't know, Chatsworth. I gotta give this some high-powered thinking.
With what? No, crash, baby. I just meant give it all the time you need. Up to immediately.
Oh, my head's kind of cute, but it don't figure out things too good. What I need is some advice.
Advice?
Yeah, like right away, quick. And I know where to get it, too. From a person who's smart and intelligent and brainy and very, very deep.
Who says a propeller beanie and a sweet potato aren't great examples of the kind of people we are?
I do, and I'm beginning to wonder whether you're worth all the time and effort I'm putting in trying to get you to shape up.
I'm not, Zelda, so goodbye.
You are, and stop with the tricks already. You'll never get away.
Zelda, what do you want with me? I'm shiftless, irresponsible, I'm not too bright.
That's right, Snookums.
You don't agree so fast.
Also, you squint, you're pigeon-toed, and you'll be bald before you're 30.
No offense, Zelda, but it'll be a cold winter in July before anybody sees your picture hanging in the men's locker room.
We're both a couple of dogs, and we're stuck with each other. It's love, Buster. You can't fight it.
I can try, Zelda. I can try.
Sit down, mister, and cut the back talk. We gotta get cracking on the thingamabobs for the time capsule.
Yeah.
The program starts at 5 sharp, and we gotta think about what we're gonna pick. Now, here's what I picked. So far, I can't decide between a can opener, a ballpoint pen, and a bar of soap. They're all typical of our culture.
Well, I've got some airmail stamps and a jar of instant coffee and one of my old wallets. They're all typical, too.
The wallet's empty.
With me, that's typical.
Well, this one's natural. Copy of today's newspaper.
See? It's just like I told you. Ooh, them big, black, spooky headlines. Oh, and you say we ain't doomed. Dig this. Gang war in South Side. Dismembered torso in swamp. Monster devours Cleveland.
Maynard, that's the movie page.
Oh, read the rest of it. Even worse, you'll see.
You bet I'll read the rest of it. I'll read some of the good news you insist on ignoring. Listen. Leaders meet at Peace and Friendship Rally. How about that, Maynard?
How about this? Peace and Friendship Rally breaks up in brawl and fist fight. How about this? Tigers maul Yanks.
Maynard, those are the baseball scores.
Oh.
No, not exactly, Dobie. 2 American hunters while tracking wild animals.
Never mind.
See, everything's going bad. Nothing good's happening. We're like doomed.
Maynard, enough. Sure, there are unpleasant things going on in the world. We all know about it. But do we run around depressing everybody, hollering boom, boom, kerboom? No. We try to make ourselves happy with the things that are good. And it's time for you to start doing the same.
Boom, boom,
Maynard!
Boom!
I've had it with you, Maynard. I try to help you straighten yourself out, but you just won't listen. Now, get to the point. What did you come here for, anyhow?
Oh, I was talking to Chatsworth Osborne Jr., see, and I wanted to get your advice.
Okay, Maynard, I'll give you a big, fat chunk of advice. Wise up and stop trying to destroy everybody's faith in the future. If everybody felt the way you do, we might just as well run up a white flag and quit. There'd be no difference between right and wrong, between good and bad. Everybody'd do exactly as he pleased because there wouldn't be any tomorrow to think about. If you wanted something, it'd be fine and dandy to go right ahead and take it or steal it. Why worry about how you'll feel about it tomorrow? Because there isn't going to be any tomorrow. Now, what's this question you want to ask about Chatsworth?
Oh, it don't matter. You just answered it. Like, bye. Don't bother dragging the river from my body.
Maynard, look.
Cause I ain't got the bus fare to get to the river. You know what I'm gonna do, Dr. Burkhart? I'm gonna feed your owls.
Bravo, Mr. Krebs. Around campus, they're beginning to call you the Frank Buck of the bird set.
Like, thank you, Professorship, ma'am. I love them little pop-eyed rascals, and like vice versa.
No offense, Mr. Krebs, but just looking at you, I can see that you have much in common.
Like, thank you.
Feed the owls, Mr. Krebs. I'm just rechecking these questions for the biology exam.
Oh? Are you gonna stay there the whole time while I feed the owls, Dr. B?
Well, that was my intention, unless, of course, you intend flying around the room while you do it.
You think it'd work? Like, hi, Melinda. You hungry, girl? Yeah, you're hungry. Well, like, stand by. Daddy will feed you. Here you are now. Take a little nibble. Come on, little nibble. Come on. That's it, girl. Oh, good girl. Bravo. Come on, you watch how Daddy does it. Watch. Delicious. Come on. That's a teensy weensy little teensy bit. Come on. You don't want any iris, huh? You're too fat already. Come on, yeah. Hey, how about a song while you're eating, huh? No, not you, me. Melinda is my dearest friend. The hours we do spend. Playing ball, not at all. She's now on a perch.
No offense, Mr. Krebs, upstairs, but I just remembered that I have to rush home and see if my house is on fire. I'll be back in... How long will it take you to feed the owls?
Oh, around like 10 or 5 minutes, depending.
Depending on what?
I don't know. Everybody else says depending, so I say it too.
I'll be back in like around 10 or 5 minutes. I'm sure you and your feathered friends won't mind being left alone.
Naturally, won't mind being left alone. Alone in Dr. Burkhart's lab with the biology questions?
Boom, boom, kerboom. Your conscience is useless now because none of us will even be here in the very, very near future. Boom, boom, kerboom.
If you wanted something, it'd be fine and dandy to go right ahead and take it or steal it. Why worry about tomorrow?
Man, I'd like to tell you two guys to flake off. If I only had a conscience. But what goes a conscience in a world that ain't long for this world?
Unlimited sodas, sundaes, stereo records, fabulous hi-fi set.
There isn't going to be any tomorrow.
Boom, boom, kerboom.
It's an unfair battle. Heart's like red, white, and blue, but my backbone's pure yellow.
Mr. Krebs, are you finished yet?
Oh,
I hope.
Almost, Dr. B, almost. Here, Melinda. Melinda is my dearest friend. Happy hours we have spent playing ball.
Poor Maynard. I didn't know what was bothering him, but I knew it was something serious, because for the next few hours, he disappeared completely. Boy, I was really worried. For all I knew, Maynard could be in very serious trouble. Zelda, I'm scared. Maynard gets into one of these desperate moods, he does desperate things.
Now, calm down, please, Poopsie. You'll blow your stack.
Remember the time he decided he had to get away from it all, so he sent his picture to a Lonely Hearts Club?
I remember how they sent it back saying they were lonely, not desperate. Poor doll boy, Maynard will be fine. He always lands on his feet.
I sure hope so. Maynard, wake up. Maynard, where you been?
We've been half out of our minds worrying about you.
I had like problems, so I took a walk to do some thinking.
And what happened?
Oh, you know me, Dobie. As soon as I think for more than 2 or 3 minutes, I fall asleep. Like this.
Did you solve your problem?
Not yet. I'm still thinking.
This problem of yours, does it have something to do with this boom, boom, kerboom silliness you've been carrying on about?
It ain't silly, and yes, don't you see, Dobie, if things ain't black and gloomy like I've been telling you, how come we don't know it?
Maynard.
How come every time you read one of them newspapers, nothing looks better, only worse?
Including your English. Listen, I don't know how I can prove to you that the world isn't on its last legs, but somehow inside, I just know it. We all do.
Sure, Maynard, and when the time comes, you'll know it, too. You'll feel it in your bones. You'll sense it.
Now, the cornerstone ceremony's starting. We'd better go. Come on, Zelda.
Quiet, please. Our program is a highly significant one, and we want to get started immediately. We are gathered here today to install a new base and a time capsule and the plaque honoring our beloved founder, S. Peter Pryor. And here to start the proceedings is our guest of honor, Dean Magruder.
Thank you, Stephen. Thank you. I prepared a scholarly, philosophical, profound speech. But unhappily, on the way over here, I lost it. Now, if anyone applauds, there's going to be trouble. That's better, that's better. Now, Dr. Burkhart, I understand the members of your class have brought objects they consider to be representative of our era. And from these, I am to choose those which will be placed into this capsule.
Oh, yes, Dean Magruder. And I'm sure, more or less, that they've come up with some very good ideas.
We shall see. Miss Gilroy.
Yes, sir.
What items have you chosen for the capsule as being representative of our society?
I have a light bulb, a pocket dictionary, a can of push-button shaving cream, a can of push-button whipped cream, and a can of push-button toothpaste.
Thank you, Miss Gilroy. An excellent selection.
I also had a can of push-button hairspray, but I used it on the way over.
Mr. Gillis, what have you chosen?
Well, I've chosen a box score from the World Series and a picture of Commander Shepard, our first astronaut, and one of my mother's deep dish apple pies.
Pie, Mr. Gillis?
A deep dish. What could be more typical of our society? But to be perfectly honest, it's only half a pie. I got hungry on the way over.
When historians dig up the capsule in the year 3000, I'm sure that fact will not go overlooked. Mr. Osborne, Charlie, what items have you picked for the capsule?
Not items, Dean Magruder.
An item. A single object which I assure you represents everything of value in our society. A copy of the Osborne family coat of arms, complete with the stirring motto which has guided our footsteps throughout history. Hoc, nihil, substantium, tangere. Most impressive, Mr. Osborne. And what is the literal translation? Never dip into capital. This served our family well. Imagine. Mr. Krebs, have you given thought to what you would like to place in the capsule?
Yes, sir, your deanship. What I put in that capsule is nothing.
Nothing, Mr. Krebs?
But nothing, because the way things are going now, there'll be nobody around to dig it up anyhow. All you gotta do is look at them big, black, spooky newspaper headlines. You'll see them like right. Everybody's yelling and hollering and arguing. I mean, there's no hope for nobody. I mean, we're like heading straight for boom, boom, curtain, boom.
Surely, Mr. Krebs, things can't be that serious.
Oh, they're serious, Eddie. All you
Hold
gotta
it! There's something buried in here. I kept cooking my shovel into it. With my luck, it couldn't be oil.
At the base of the plank, what could it be?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Newspaper. President says war inevitable. Future termed hopeless. Leaders agree.
See, what did I tell you? Like hopeless, like woe is me, like boom, boom.
Just a minute, Mr. Krebs. Let me read further. Civilization on verge of collapse.
Like, wow, let's head for the hills. It's even worse than I thought.
Yes, mankind headed for calamity. And the paper is dated 1911. That's 50 years ago.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've been telling you. I mean, we're miserable.
50 years ago?
Yes, Mr. Krebs, 50 years ago. When they put in the original base for that statue, even then, apparently, they knew something about time capsules.
Don't you see, Maynard? Everybody's own time seems like the worst time in history while they're living in it. I guess our own time seems that way to us. But that doesn't mean we're not going to survive and grow and maybe even turn out better. That's the way it is with people.
50 years ago, they didn't think we had any future either. But we're still here, aren't we?
Still struggling, but still around.
Yeah, I guess cats like us will always be around. I mean, we don't use our heads too good all the time, but we're sure in there trying.
Good thinking, Maynard.
Very good thinking, Maynard.
Very good thinking, Maynard.
But, like, thank you, Dr.
May we dispense with old home week and get on with the ceremony? Now, Mr. Krebs, do you still want to put nothing in the time capsule?
Oh, no, your cap and gown ship. I want to put something real progressive in there. A note. Here, here's it. Write this good small girl. To all you cats in Futureville, like, hi. We just want you to know that things back here ain't as bad as they seem. In fact, they're like the greatest. Signed, Maynard G. Krebs, 20th century citizen.
Greatest. Here, Maynard, sign it.
Very impressive, Mr. Krebs. I'm proud of you.
So am I, Maynard.
Dope, I only got one question. You spelled Krebs with a K or a C?
Welcome home, Maynard. Come on, Maynard.
Hi there, Krebs, baby. You're just the chap I've been looking for.
Like, okay, Chatsy, I ain't backing out of no deals. Here's the exam questions I stitched from Dr. Burkhart's lab. I, Maynard G. Krebs, boy crook.
And here's a gift certificate for the finest hi-fi set available, plus the specified number of stereo records as per our agreement.
Look, Chatsy, a deal's a deal, but I figure maybe I'm going to be around for a while after all, and my conscience is going to be trotting right along with me, so you take the exam questions, but don't give me the records of the hi-fi or any of them other briberies.
Oh, Mamie, I was hoping you'd say that.
You was?
I sure was. Look, let's hasten over to the laboratory and slip those questions back into Dr. Burkhart's desk. After all, if an Osborne can't afford to flunk a test honestly once in a while, who may one ask can?
You may be a no-good slob, Chatsy, but you're a fine, decent no-good slob.
Snob, and likewise, Krebs, baby.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty misty.
So am I.
Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that the most gorgeous thing you ever saw?
The statue of the founder, S. Peter Pryor? That old geezer with the beard? Beautiful? Oh, you're joshing, Dobe.
No, Maynard.
I mean, he's like handsome and he's like attractive. I mean, you could even call him something else, but but beautiful, Dobe? No, Dobe.
Maynard.
No, still, maybe you're right. Yeah, he is beautiful. It's a beard that does it. Beards, let's face it, Dobe, beards are the prettiest thing a person can grow. True?
Maynard, I'm talking about that girl.
Girl? She ain't got no beard, Dobe.
Maynard, goodbye.
Hey, Dobie, wait. You promised you'd take me to the zoo and see all them lions and tigers and monkeys and cute little snakes and cute little alligators and cute little pandas and
Hey,
cute
she's
little...
leaving. Have a good time at the zoo, Maynard. Miss! Oh, miss! Ow!
Oh, you poor boy. You poor boy. Are you all right, poor boy?
No, it's nothing. Just a flesh wound.
Can I get you anything?
No, my dear. Just keep stroking.
Of course, poor boy.
My name's Dobie Gillis.
Shouldn't I go for a doctor?
Gillis, Dobie Gillis. That's
Maybe
my
I
name.
could get you a cold pack.
Gillis, Dobie Gillis.
Hot cake?
What's your name?
Sally Bean, some bandages, liniment, iodine.
Sally Bean.
Isn't there anything I can do?
As a matter of fact, there is.
Just name it, poor boy.
Hey, you can have dinner with me tonight.
Of course, of course.
Oh, wonderful. What time should I pick you up?
Let's see, the other boy's coming at 7. You be there at 6:45.
The other boy?
My other dinner date.
You mean you already have a date for dinner?
I just told you. Are you sure you didn't hurt your ears?
You know, I've got 20 ears now. Now, Sally, I don't quite understand. If you already have a date for dinner, why'd you accept a date with me?
Because you asked me.
I see.
Good. Now, you be there 15 minutes early so you can learn the rules.
The rule?
Yes, I explained the rules now, only I'm late for class.
I see.
Now, here's my dress.
Girls are strange. I state this as a simple law of nature. Girls are strange. You never know what they're going to do or say next. So when Sally Bean, that's the dreamy girl I just met, when Sally Bean acted so strange, I wasn't even surprised, because that's what girls are, strange. Now, men, on the other hand, are predictable. You know just how they're going to react. Take my father, for example. I know that if I should come up to him and say, Dad, can I have $10 to take a girl out tonight? He would say,
Nope. You cannot have $10, but you can have 20.
Now, Dad, listen. Did you say I could have $20?
Make it 30.
You're kidding, of course.
I think you're mean, Herbert, teasing the boy like that.
Who's teasing? Winnie, I give you my word, as a husband and a father and a successful independent merchant, a paid-up member in good standing of the Bison Lodge, a veteran of WW2, the big one, with the good conduct medal, I meant every word I said.
Really?
You'll give the boy the $30?
Make it 40.
Dad, I don't know what to say. You go through life thinking your father's, conservative. No offense.
No offense, son, because that's what I am, a, conservative, skinflint, and a miser.
So how come $40?
Well, it's an investment, son.
In what?
Well, look at it this way. All your life, you've had this crazy end to chase after pretty girls. Goodness knows where you get it. Certainly not from me.
Well, I like that.
Oh, now, Winnie, I didn't mean that the way it sounded. You know that to me, you are a very attractive woman. And why? Because I am a man with simple, down-to-earth, homespun tastes. Who is saying it all wrong, Winnie? What I mean
What you mean is I'm a mess.
Oh, you are not. And regardless, you're my mess, and I love you.
Mom, if you don't mind, could you argue later? Right now, let's stick to that $40.
$40 for what? Oh, yeah, I said that, didn't I? Yeah. $40. Well, son, ever since you were in knee pants, you've been chasing after a pretty face, right?
Yeah, and I'm going to catch one someday.
Oh, I hope so, boy. I hope so. It'd be nice to have a pretty face around here now, Winnie.
Herbert, before this winds up in the courts, why don't you just give Dobie the money and stop explaining?
No, Winnie, the boy has a right to know.
Oh, it's okay, Dad. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Just give me the money.
Now, you just keep quiet and pay attention and listen, and where was I?
You were saying what a joy it would be to have a pretty face around you for a change.
I was not. I don't want a pretty face around me. All I want is for Dobie to get a girl just like you. And oh, Winnie, will you please go upstairs and let me straighten this out with the boy? You're scrambling my brains.
Dad means he's dazzled by the sight of your charming beauty, right, Dad?
And that's exactly what I'm saying.
Uh-huh. Go on, Herbert.
Well, These dreamboats that Dobie keeps chasing after, it seems to me that they all have two things in common. A, they cost a fortune, and B, they always wind up dumping Dobie.
No, not this one, Dad. Not Sally. This time it's the real thing. This time it's forever.
It always is.
Let me tell you about Sally.
I know about Sally. She's beautiful.
Beautiful, did you say? Let me put it to you this way. Sally's the second most beautiful girl in the world.
And who's the first?
I don't know. I'm willing to admit that somewhere on this earth there may be a girl more beautiful than Sally. It's not likely, but I'll admit the possibility.
That is big of you, boy. Now tell me, are you sure that this Sally is the girl you're going to wind up with?
Dad, I'm absolutely...
Think before you talk, son, because this time I'm holding you to it.
I'm not sure I understand you, Herbert.
Well, it's very simple. Dobie always gets dumped by the girl he's courting. And when you are courting a girl, that's when it costs money. Flour and candy and rented tuxedos and dancing at the Peabody roof. This is what's breaking me. But once you've got the girl, got her hog-tied, and know that she's really yours, the courtship is over.
Now I understand. I'm not sure that I approve, but I understand.
Winnie, do you remember when you told me you'd go steady? Why, I'll bet I didn't spend over $5 on you the whole next year.
$3.50. I was keeping track.
Yeah, now, you see there, boy? It's getting the girl that costs the money, not having her. And I have made up my mind. I am financing no more of your wild goose chases. When you can come to me and say that this is the girl you really want and that you're really going to get her, I'll bankroll the project.
Oh, Sally's the girl, Dad. I'm sure of it.
Well, make it happen this time, boy. Make it happen, because if you don't, you are winding up strolling through life hand in hand with Maynard.
I'm on my way to pick up Sally Bean for our first date. I go with a heart full of confidence. I know that was a hard bargain my father drove, but I'm not worried. Not a bit. I know I'm going to get Sally Bean for my very own. Sure, you've heard me say that before, but this time I really, truly know. How do I know? Well, if you could look in Sally's eyes the way I've looked in Sally's eyes, then you too would know that here was a girl with a great, generous, overflowing heart, with a beautiful soul, with tenderness and poetry, with love to match my own. But just to be on the safe side, I'm taking a little insurance with me. This took every penny my father gave me. But tonight's not the time to think about pennies. Tonight I'm going for broke.
Never mind, Mother. I'll get it.
Ah, my dear, you look charming tonight. Charming, did I say? Ravishing.
How do you feel, poor boy?
Oh, fine, fine.
All recovered from that spill you took this afternoon?
All recovered. Sally, my dear, how
Come meet
lovely.
my folks.
Oh, yes.
Mom, Daddy, this is Dobie Gillis, the boy I was telling you about.
How do you do?
This is the first rule, Dobie. No candy, no perfume, no jewelry, no gifts.
Won't you sit down, Dobie? Mr. Bean will explain the rules.
Oh, I'd appreciate that. Excuse me.
It's really very simple, Dobie. As you can see, Sally is a very attractive girl.
Attractive? She's at least the second most beautiful girl in the world.
Are you sure you feel all right, Dobie?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm better than fine. I'm floating.
Dobie, if you could descend for a moment.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're agreed, then, that Sally is a very pretty girl.
Yes, sir.
Sally is also a very tender-hearted girl. She's terribly disturbed by suffering of any kind.
Oh, I can't stand suffering. I mean, when I see suffering, I just want to curl up and die.
And me too, my dear. What I believe in is kindness. Boys ought to be kind to girls, and girls ought to be kind to boys.
True. Everybody ought to be kind to everybody.
Yeah.
And not just people. I mean animals and bugs and insects and everything.
Oh, you're so right. Yes.
Once when I was a little girl, I stepped on a caterpillar. I cried for a whole week.
Oh, I understand.
You know what I hate worse in this world?
What?
DDT.
Me too. Down with DDT.
All those pretty little gnats and midges fainting and dying and suffering. Oh, it's just too terrible.
It's ghastly.
You know what I like?
What?
Automobiles.
Me Automobiles?
Sure. Before automobiles, people used to drive horses. The poor things had to work all day in the hot sun, and lots of terrible men used to beat their horses.
Hooray for automobiles. Viva Detroit.
The only time I don't like automobiles is when they run over turtles.
Sally, if you don't mind, I think, Dobie, that we've established Sally's tender heart.
Absolutely.
Yes, Dobie, Sally has a beautiful soul and a tender heart, which simply cannot abide suffering. For instance, When you fell down at school this afternoon and she saw you lying on the ground, hurt and stunned...
Dobie, you sure you feel all right?
Oh, perfect, my angel. Perfect.
As I was saying, when she saw you in your pitiful condition this afternoon, she would have done anything to make you feel better. If, for example, you would ask her to go steady or even to get married, it's very likely that she would have accepted.
Now he tells me.
What if you had proposed?
And what if she had accepted?
Oh, Dobie, you sure you feel all right?
Oh, fine, fine.
It wouldn't have mattered what kind of man you were. Sally would have said yes in any case, don't you see?
I'm afraid so, but what about the rules?
Well, Dobie, when Sally was old enough to start having dates, it was clear that she needed some kind of protection. I mean, we couldn't run the risk of letting some unscrupulous young man get her alone and force her into marriage by playing on her sympathies. So we sat down, Sally and her mother and I, and we drew up some rules. We agreed, all three of us, that she would never go out on dates with only one boy at a time.
Never?
Never. When Sally goes out, she always goes out with at least 2 boys, no one of whom is allowed to bring flowers or candy or perfume, or in any other way to gain any advantage over the other boy.
Safety in numbers, huh?
Precisely.
But look, how's Sally ever going to find the man she loves, namely me? I mean, with 2 guys hanging around all the time, how's she going to get to know either one of them?
But that's exactly the point. No boy can get Sally alone and whisper in her ear and work on her sympathies. Sally will be able to pick her boy completely on his merits, not because of a smooth line or a broken leg.
Dobie, the day that Sally comes home and tells us she is honestly in love with the young man because he's a good man and not just because of her tender heart, we'll gladly suspend the rules.
Now, Dobie, if you wish to withdraw from the competition, please feel free. Many boys have said no thank you when we've explained the rules to them, and you can go if you like with no hard feelings.
I'll stay. I'm not afraid of a little competition.
Good for you, Dobie, and may the best man win.
By the way, who is my competition?
Hi-ho, chaps. It is I, Chatsworth Osborne Jr., fresh from another triumph on the polo field.
All right, so my competition's Chatsworth Osborne Jr. So what? I'm not afraid of a good fight. I come from a long line of fighters. My mother and father have been fighting for years. So what if Chatsworth is the richest fella in town? So what if he drives a foreign sports car and wears expensive clothes? So what if he's suave and sophisticated, knows how to talk to head waiters and maitre d's and bellboys? And so what if I told you that I'm about as much competition for him as Audrey Hepburn would be for Ingemar Johansson? Boy, I'm dead.
You're too modest, Dobie-Doo. I think we're quite evenly matched.
Oh, come now.
It's true, Gillis, baby. I think Sally here is going to be dreadfully hard put to choose between us.
Oh, come now.
I do, of course, have certain tiny advantages. My wealth, for instance. The trust fund, stocks, bonds, debentures, and tax-free turnpike issues.
You own all that?
I do, my little thrush. I can't take credit for that, any more than I can take credit for the brains I inherited, which have given me one of the 2 highest IQs ever recorded in the Western Hemisphere.
Who has the other one?
Don't look at me.
Nor can I take credit for this compact, perfectly articulated body, which has made me, among other things, 3 times intercollegiate fencing champion. Touche! 2 times intercollegiate court tennis champion. 3 times intercollegiate archery champion. With the long bow, of course.
Gee, how are you in athletics, Dobie?
I can float on my back.
Druffle. You must just judge us man to man.
That's very decent of you, Chatsworth.
That's hardly surprising. I won the North American Decency Trophy 4 years running.
What do you say, Dobie?
Uncle.
What?
I say uncle. I know when I'm licked. Congratulations, Chatsworth. Would you mind taking Sally home?
Oh, chin up, Gillis, baby. You can't win them all.
That I wouldn't mind. I can't win any.
Hello, Mother.
Hello, darling.
Hi-ho, compadres.
Where's Dobie?
He went home by himself.
Yes, discretion, they say, is the better part of valor.
Well, good night, Chatsworth. Thank you for a lovely evening.
You're welcome. Just one moment, my little minx. Perhaps there's something you'd like to tell me.
Like what?
Like perhaps you've come to a decision about me tonight.
Well, as a matter of fact, I have.
Well, pray tell, my dear. Tell all of us. I'm sure that your folks will be quite interested to know.
Okay. I don't want to hurt your feelings, honest, Chatsworth, but I'm not going to see you anymore.
Surely you jest.
No, Chatsworth. I have a real soft heart, and I get all misty whenever I find anyone to feel sorry for. But let's face it, Chatsworth, you've got nothing in the world for me to feel sorry for.
Gad, can you possibly mean that you prefer that low-born Dobie Gillis to me?
Yes, Chatsworth.
How unspeakably ignominious.
You hurt Chatsworth.
And Osborne hurt? Ho, 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 ho. My dear young woman, we did not become movers and shakers by wearing our hearts on our sleeves.
That's nice.
Good night.
I'll be seeing you.
No, my child, you will not be seeing me. This is goodbye, farewell, adios, sayonara, and out.
He's not mad.
Sally, about this Dobie Gillis. Do I understand you correctly? You're really fond of him?
Oh, yes, Daddy. I felt so sorry for Dobie next to Chatsworth.
I feel sorry for a Sherman tank next to Chatsworth.
Yes, we know you're sorry for Dobie, darling. The point is, are you honestly and genuinely fond of him?
I think so.
Oh, honey, we want you to be sure that you're sure. Now try another date with him, with somebody else along.
Well, if you think so.
We think so.
Good morning, Dobie. Did you have your breakfast all right?
I wasn't hungry.
What's the matter with you, son? You look like cat meat.
Are you getting enough sleep, Dobie?
He got enough last night. It could have been later than 9:30 when he came in.
9:30. Didn't you have a good time, dear?
Well, if you want to know, I had a terrible time, a rotten, awful time.
Didn't get the girl, huh?
No.
Spend the money?
Yes.
All of it?
Every cent.
Winnie, you are a witness. You heard this boy promise that this was the girl he was going to get and that he would never ask me for another penny. And you heard me promise that he would never get another penny. And this is one promise I'm going to keep.
Relax, Dad. I'm not asking for any more money.
You're darn tootin' you're not because why ain't you asking for any more money?
Because money doesn't do any good with this girl. She doesn't accept gifts or go to fancy places or anything like that.
You found a girl who won't spend money?
Yes.
And you are letting her go?
What else can I do?
Oh, clasp her to your bosom, son, with hoops of steel. A girl who won't spend money. Oh, hang on to her, boy. Hang on to her. This is a television first.
Dad, I'd like to hang on to her, but there's a little competition.
And since when has a Gillis been afraid of competition?
Dad, it's Chatsworth Osborne, Jr.
I don't care if it's Captain Jinks of the Horse Marines. You get in there and fight, boy. After all, you are Herbert T. Gillis's son.
And Winifred Gillis's daughter.
Winners never quit and quitters never win.
And the races to the swift.
And a man who won't be beat can't be beat.
And faint heart ne'er won fair maiden.
You're right, Mom. You're right, Dad. I'm going back there and fight.
That's my Dobie.
Yeah, and win, boy. And win. And you know why?
Why?
No more money.
Okay, bring him on. I'm ready for Chatsworth Osborne, Jr. or anybody else who wants to do battle for Sally Bean. A fella like me goes through life looking for the one girl. And when he finds her, he's not going to give her up without a fight. I'll fight with bare fists or swords or pistols or BBs. But I'll fight as long as I live. If necessary, even longer.
Hey, Doe, where you been? Boy, have I got some things to tell you.
Maynard, some other time. I've got to find Chatsworth right now.
Oh, but I got to tell you about yesterday. Man, you should have been there. You know where I was?
You were at the zoo in Goodbye.
Oh, that was earlier. Afterwards, I went down to 5th and Main and watched them knock down the old Endicott building.
Tell me about it in class, will you, Maynard?
No, dude, they got this big crane and the iron ball hanging. The guy goes...
Are you through, Maynard?
Got one more.
That's it?
Just a little crunch. It won't take long.
Now are you through?
Yeah, now I'm through.
I'm glad. Goodbye, Maynard.
Where you going?
To look for Chatsworth.
Something you wanted, Gillis, baby?
You're darn right there is. I want you to know that a quitter never wins and a winner never quit and faint heart never won fair maiden. And when you take Sally Bean out tonight, I'm going to be right there with you because I'm in this fight to the finish.
Well, gung-ho, Gillis, baby. But for your information, I am not taking Sally Bean out tonight.
No? Who is?
I haven't the foggiest. But it isn't I, not tonight or any other night. I have better fish to fry.
He's right, though. I mean, I hate to stick up for old stuck-up Chatsworth, but a guy's a lot better off frying fish than running around after chicks.
Glad I'm thinking.
About what?
About the rules governing the dating of Miss Sally Bean. Now, the rules say that Sally's got to go out with two guys at once, so one of them can't get her alone and whisper sweet nothings in her ear, right?
Yeah.
Maynard, what are you doing tonight?
Oh, no, not me, Dope. Please, Dope, I don't dig chicks. Don't make me go out with a chick.
Maynard, you've got to.
Dope, I stick my arm into the fire for you. Both arms, both legs, my beard. But chicks, Dope, please, Dope. No, Dope.
Maynard, I'm shocked. After all the things I've done for you, who's been your best friend ever since we were little tiny babies together?
You don't.
That's right. And who taught you how to tie your shoes?
You
And
don't.
who taught you how to dial a telephone?
You
And who
don't.
taught you how to...
That's about all I know how to do, though.
Well, you wouldn't have known that much if it hadn't been for me. And now when I ask you one little favor, how do you repay me?
You're right, Dobe. I'm a no-good rat. I'll go out with you tonight.
Oh, that's my good buddy. Yeah.
But as soon as we get her out of the house, I can cut and run. Promise?
I promise. You heard that. I promised Maynard he could cut and run as soon as we got Sally away from the house. The trouble is, Maynard didn't promise me. So what happened? 11 o'clock came and...
Tell me again about the 3 bunny rabbits you used to have.
Oh, they were so darling, all round and fluffy and white.
With long ears and noses that went like this.
Yes, and little stumpy cottontails. In fact, that's what I called one of them, Cottontail. Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail.
Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail? I have 3 cousins named that. Whack, buddy. Now, did you get the guppies before or after the rabbits?
After. Daddy got them for me when the rabbits died. Oh, I cried so.
Oh, I'm crying now.
Me too.
Well, anyhow, I soon grew to love my guppies. All 40 of them.
What were their names?
Well, there was Joe, Mo, and Flo, Fred, Ed, and Ned, Arthur, Alice, and Morris, and...
Sally, it's 11 o'clock.
Quiet, Dope. She's only got 32 more.
Sally, your folks must be expecting you.
I'm afraid so. Gee, Maynard, I hate to break this up. I haven't had so much fun in years.
Me neither. Hey, Sally, why don't you call home and ask if you can stay a little while longer, just till you tell me the name of the guppies and all the bees you used to keep.
I'll call. Excuse me.
Maynard, I can't find words for you.
Well, I can find plenty for you, like louse, rat, skunk, and cheat.
What are you talking about? You said you were going to cut and run as soon as we got Sally away from home.
Shame on you, Dobe. I mean, thinking up a fiendish trick like that to play on poor Sally. You know the rules. Shame on you. Trying to get that poor, dear, innocent little chick to yourself so you can whisper sweet nothings in her ear. Shame on you.
Maynard, I don't understand. You hate chicks.
Dobe, a chick who digs bunnies and caterpillars and ants and lizards and dogs and cats and lions and tigers. Dobe, that ain't a chick. That's like a real human being.
So you're not going to leave me alone with her?
Dobe, on account of our long friendship and your many good qualities, I'm going to try to overlook the rotten, crummy trick you try to pull tonight. But don't press me too far.
Great news, Maynard. Daddy says I can stay another half hour.
Oh, for joy.
Now, where was I?
You were telling me about the guppies. So far you had Ed, Ned, Fred, Joe, Mo, Flo, Arthur, Alice, Morris, Brooks.
Yes. Then there was Willie and Billy and Joel and Noah and Kate and Nate and Harry and Mary and Lottie and Toddy and... What?
I said uncle. Again, I said uncle.
Strange boy.
Weird. Please continue.
Well, then there was Jackie and Johnny and Jimmy, and Earl and Merle and Pearl, and Lisa.
Did you have your breakfast, dear?
I wasn't hungry.
Hey, you look worse than yesterday. Strike out again?
That's it.
Now, Herbert, don't be hard on the boy.
Oh, I am not going to be hard on him, Winnie. After all, he tried, and that's what counts. You did the best you could, son, and I am proud of you.
And I am proud of you, Herbert.
Well, thank you very much, Winnie. Son, I know that I growl and grumble a lot, but underneath this rough exterior, I'm not such a bad guy. Listen, you just forget all I said about no more money. Here, go out and get yourself another girl.
Oh, gee, Dad, you're all heart. I'm sorry I couldn't have won this one for you.
You tried, Dobie, and that's what matters.
Certainly, and after all, there's no disgrace to losing to a guy like Chatsworth Osborne Jr. with all his loot and brains and trophies and stuff like that.
Well, I didn't exactly lose her to Chatsworth Osborne Jr.
Oh, some football player, huh, with a big neck and stuff like that?
Well, not exactly.
Well, exactly who did you lose her to?
Dobe, Sally Bean and me are like engaged. I ran right over to tell you. Look, she gave me a ring.
You lost to and stuff like that?
Dobe?
Maynard, go away.
I know you think I'm an Arnold Benedict,
That's
but...
Benedict Arnold, but you got the right idea.
But I want to be buddies again, Dobe. I mean, I don't want to be with no chick. I want to be with you.
So Sally Bean dumped you, huh?
No, I dumped her.
For what?
Oh, she did a terrible thing, Dobe, a terrible thing.
What?
I'd rather not say.
Oh, you can tell me.
Well, she kissed me. Yeah, they're all alike, Dobe. I should have known. They're all alike.
No, Maynard.
Well, what's the difference? We still got each other.
Yes, Maynard.
And we always will.
I'm afraid so, Maynard. I'm afraid so.
Hey, Dobe, did I tell you about the Endicott building? The big
About
crane and the
1,000
iron ball?
times,
And the guy goes...
Maynard.
students, and of course I use the term jocularly, please open your textbooks to page 208. Today we are going to take up the works of Robert Browning. Mr. Krebs.
Present.
Can you tell us who Robert Browning was? And I withdraw the question.
Well, I got a big surprise for you, Mr. Pomfret, your professorship, sir. It just so happens I do know who Robert Browning was.
Yes, Mr. Krebs, that would be a big surprise for me. All right, who, pray, was Robert Browning?
Well, sir, he was this guy who lived in the corner of 9th and Locust. Big son of a gun, kind of bald head, and always smoked a big cigar.
No, Mr. Krebs, that was not Robert Browning.
Oh, begging your pardon, your cap and gownship, that was too Robert Browning. I knew him good. I mean, every night when I walked by his house, he'd be sitting there in his porch rocking, and I'd say, "How do, Mr. Browning?" He'd say, "How do, Maynard?" We were like buddies.
Amazing.
In fact, he's kind of like my hero. He was a crane operator, see? He used to run this big crane with this long wire and a stainless steel ball at the end. What he'd do is he'd knock down old buildings. He'd take the big stainless steel ball and
Jordan, could you tell us something about Robert Browning?
Robert who?
Browning, the poet.
Poetry. Ugh, I think poetry's just icky.
Indeed. And what is not icky?
Oh, dreamy boys with yellow convertibles that dance to violin and wear Italian suits. And no funny little French restaurants where they let you mix your own salad dressing.
Thank you, Miss Jordan. May your life be filled with oil and vinegar. Miss Gilroy, could you please tell us something about Robert Browning?
Sure could. Robert Browning was born in 1812, died in 1889, and wrote what is largely considered to be the most robust dramatic poetry in English since Shakespeare.
Excellent, Miss Gilroy, as usual. 100% correct.
You hear that, Dobie? Smart as a whip, pretty as a picture, strong as a mule, gentle as a lamb, loyal as a dog, and all yours. Who could ask for anything more?
I could. In fact, I am.
Now, let me get this straight. Are you talking about her?
Why not?
She's rich, beautiful, popular, the belle of the whole campus. She doesn't want you.
How do you know?
I'll show you. Hey, Poppy. You want Dobie?
Good heavens, whatever for?
That's my case.
Please do rest your case, Miss Gilroy. Now, I yield to no man in my admiration for romance, if romance is the proper word for this curious, lingering affliction between you and Mr. Gillis. But right now, I would like to read some typical verse of Robert Browning's.
Sure, Mr. Pomfret, go ahead.
You're very kind. Ah, but a man's reach should exceed his grasp, or what's a heaven for? Mr. Gillis, can you tell us what those lines mean?
Well, I think they mean that if a guy really wants something, I mean, really and truly, he should go after it even if it seems impossible to get.
You astonish me, Mr. Gillis, and pleasantly. That is precisely what Robert Browning is saying.
Like, for instance, if there was a girl who was gorgeous and beautiful and popular and desirable and the belle of the whole campus, and there was a guy who was just an average, typical American boy, why, he shouldn't say, "I'm licked, I'll never get her." He should try with all his might to win her, even if it means dumping another girl who's not so gorgeous and beautiful and popular and desirable.
Now, just a minute. This other girl may not be a beauty winner, but she's a human person with feelings and dignity. And if this guy thinks he can come running back to her anytime he strikes out elsewhere, well, she's got news for him. The next time he walks out will be the last time.
You'll forgive me, but weren't we talking about Robert Browning?
We still are. And this girl is serving notice right now that a certain guy's reach better not exceed his grasp, or he's going to end up with a big fat zero all around.
But, Mr. Pomfret, isn't that Browning's point? I mean, even if you're going to go down to utter, total, complete ruin, you've got to try to get what you really want. You've got to reach beyond your grasp. True?
Well, yes, it's true, but...
Thank you. Poppy, my great tawny animal. Would you come with me tonight to a funny little place I know where they let you mix your own salad dressing?
Oh, I don't know. Call me.
All right, Dobie, I warned you.
I have nothing against Zelda, you understand. She's a fine girl with a giant IQ and a big heart and not a single cavity in her whole mouth. I like her. I respect her. I admire her. But love her? No. Who I love is Poppy Jordan, because like Robert Browning says, a man's reach should exceed his grasp. I'm going to get Poppy. It'll take perseverance, patience, ingenuity, and most of all,
money.
Yes, Dad, I'm taking some money.
Why?
Because a man's reach should exceed his grasp.
Well, you keep reaching like that, and you will be grasping with a handful of sharp fingers.
Dad, I'll put in my IOU. I'll work it off.
Shame on you, Herbert. You think the boy's a thief? Why, he never stole anything in his life.
Oh, perish the thought, but you must admit he has made a lot of unsecured loans.
Dad, listen to me. Robert Browning.
Robert Browning? Oh, you mean the guy who runs the crane with the big iron ball on it?
Yeah,
knocks
that's
down buildings?
friends.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can see how a fella could get confused.
Yeah.
Robert Browning was a famous poet. He wrote... Well, anyhow, he was very famous.
Oh, that Robert Browning, huh? Where did you run into him, son?
No, Dad, he's dead.
Oh, sorry to hear that. He left the widow well fixed up.
Herbert, will you let the boy say what he's going to?
So who's stopping now?
Thanks. Well, Robert Browning, the English poet, said, a man's reach should exceed his grasp, or what's a heaven for? Now, that means,
how beautiful.
Now, that means if you find...
I know what it means. It means if you've got a hankering for something big and wonderful and way out of your reach, you should go out and try to get it, no matter what your good sense tells you.
That's right.
That's wrong. A man's reach should be just as long as his arm. Don't reach for anything you can't grab. Know your limitation. Learn to live with it. I did.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, Winnie, now just a minute. Remember, Winnie, I didn't mean that. You were a fine woman and a great wife and a wonderful mother, and you keep a clean house and you cook a good meal and...
Look, Mom, Dad, I'm proud of you, both of you. Really, I am, but frankly, I'd like something better. Got me doing it. But what I mean is, well, I hope I'm as lucky as you two are, but, well, like Robert Browning said, a man's reach should exceed his grasp.
You know, I am going to speak to the Bison Educational League about this guy, Browning. He sounds like some kind of a communist to me.
Herbert, let the boy try to exceed his grasp. He's young, and if he gets his nose bloodied, well, I guess he'll recover.
You're right, Winnie. Let him go out and get clobbered. After all, Zelda will always be waiting there whenever he comes back. Right, son?
I don't know, Dad. She said if I tried it once more, she was through with me.
Big talk. That's what your mother said to me when I went chasing off after Cuddles Kindermacher. But there she was, light in the window, waiting, all lit up. Here, take your money and get out of here, will you? This is a place of business. I can't stand around yakking all day. Buddy.
Goodbye, Maynard.
What you doing?
Writing. Goodbye, Maynard.
What? What you writing?
You're not going to go, are you?
What you writing?
Well, Maynard, I guess you could call it a plan of battle.
Hey, Wild, who you gonna do battle with?
Poppy Jordan.
Oh, I don't know, Dobe. I mean, you're giving away a lot of weight. Still, if you stay in there close and give her a good old... Look here, and give her the... Whole shots.
Maynard, look. Maynard, I'm not going to fight Poppy. Not that way. My battle's going to be to win her heart and soul. And I will, Maynard, I will. Tonight, Poppy will be mine.
Yeah, and tomorrow you're gonna come crawling back to Zelda.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Yes, I am. You're right, Maynard. Who am I kidding? Poppy's way out of my reach. I just better play it cozy and hang on to what I've got.
Good thinking.
Bad thinking.
Hello, Mr. Pomfret.
Like how your PhD ship?
Play it cozy. Hang on to what you've got. Dobie, don't you ever listen to the things I say in class?
Yes, sir.
I don't.
Now, Dobie, even a memory as fleeting as yours must be able to recall what I quoted from Robert Browning this morning.
Yes, sir, I remember. A man's reach should exceed his grasp.
Exactly. Now, does that sound like playing it cozy?
Then you think Robert Browning was right about a man's reach?
Of course he was. Now, whatever you want, Dobie, no matter how unattainable it may seem, you've got to try to get it. If I haven't taught you one other thing in all the years I've had you as a student, and the odds are rather strongly in favor of that possibility, then I will still consider my job as a teacher fulfilled if I can just bring home this one point to you. Don't play it safe. Don't play it cozy. Let your reach exceed your grasp.
I'll do it, Mr. Pomfret. I'll do it.
Good boy, Dobie. And if you fail...
Which he will.
If you fail, Dobie, just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and try it again.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, boys.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, your cap and gown ship.
Now, Maynard, I better get ready for the big night with Poppy.
Don't.
Don't what?
Don't go out with Poppy Jordan tonight, because you're gonna strike out and Zelda ain't gonna take you back.
Maynard, in the first place, I am not going to strike out. I am going to win because a man's reach should exceed his grasp. And in the second place, even if I do strike out, which I am not going to, Zelda will take me back.
But she said
She said that before.
Not the way she said it this time. Did you see how beady her beady little eyes were? Did you see how tight her tight little mouth was? Did you see how round little chin was?
Maynard, you're a worry.
All right, Dope, go ahead. Do what you want. There are none so blind as those who will not see.
Where'd you get that?
On a little card from a weighing machine.
Goodbye, Maynard.
Go ahead, Dope, go ahead. Fools rush in where angels fear to tread. Fortune cookie.
Ah, here we are, my dear. A funny little French restaurant that hardly anybody knows about.
French restaurant? It's a malt shop.
Only to those who aren't in love. Tonight, my dear, we create our own Paris.
Oh, brother.
Okay, Kenny, they're here.
Geez, Alda, I don't know if I should. He gave me a $5 to do a French accent.
Come on, a deal's a deal. I did your homework, didn't I?
Well, okay.
An enchanting little bistro, huh, my love?
Let's hurry and eat so I can get home,
Home, my jewel? But the night is so young and you are so ravishing.
Order, hey?
Of course, my own. Garçon?
Oui, monsieur?
I'd like to order a gourmet dinner for two.
Gourmet dinner for two. Oui, monsieur.
What is the spécialité of the house?
Frozen pizza.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
Perhaps, monsieur. Have you ever been in Paris?
Paris, France?
Oui.
No.
Come on, I have to get home, Dopey.
Yeah, that's Dobie with a B. 2 frozen pizzas and a tossed green salad. I'll mix the dressing myself.
Enchanté, monsieur.
You sure I don't know you?
Have you ever been in Marseille?
Marseille, France?
Oui. Come on already.
That'll be all, garçon.
Mille merci fois, monsieur.
Well, my dear, what shall we do this glorious evening?
We shall finish our dinner and we shall take me home.
Home? But I made such plans. The opera, perhaps.
Opera? All those fat people singing at each other?
The ballet?
All those girls with bulgy legs?
The movies?
Home.
But why must you be home so early?
Because.
Because why?
Just because.
I understand. You're teasing me, my little minx.
I tease you not. It's Chow and Holmesville.
Voilà, le dîner. I understand monsieur wishes to mix his salad dressing himself.
You're absolutely sure we've never met before?
Have you ever been near Alsace-Lorraine?
No, but I've been near Zelda Gilroy. Zelda, shame on you.
Yes, that's right, Dobie. Shame on me. But this is the last time. The last time, Dobie, shame on me.
Zelda, how can you spy on me like this?
A woman in love can do a lot of things. But finally there comes a point when she just can't do anymore. Goodbye, Dobie.
Look, Zelda, I don't want to hurt your feelings. For years, I've been telling you it's no use. Why don't we just start all over again and just be friends?
Dobie, there's 2 things we can be, and friends isn't one of them. We can be lovers, or we can be strangers. Can't you see that? Goodbye, Dobie.
Are you gonna eat your pizza?
Oh, no. Help yourself, my dear.
Mix the salad dressing, will you? I'm kind of in a hurry.
Of course, my sweet. This dressing, my dear, is a secret recipe known but by 3 people on Earth, all sworn to silence.
Yeah, I gotta get home.
Nonsense, my child. After dinner, we'll go dancing,
We'll go home.
canoeing,
Home.
bowling.
Home.
Look, Poppy, I don't understand. Why do you have to be home so early?
Does that answer your question?
A late date?
Nighty-night, Dopey.
Yeah, that's Dobie with a B.
Sorry, Roger. I tried to get rid of him sooner.
Late date. Oh, what a jerk I am.
Like true, good buddy.
I wonder how Dobie made out with that new girl last night.
I don't have to wonder. He got clobbered. That's how he made out.
That's right, Dad.
Oh, there you are. Well, what'd I tell you, son?
You told me a man ought to play it cozy, play it safe, and you were right, Dad. Absolutely right. You're a very smart man.
You bet your boots I am, I am.
He is?
From now on, Dad, what you say goes. If you're kind enough to give me the benefit of your advice, well, I ought to have sense enough to take it.
What's the matter, dear?
Nothing.
Aren't you happy because Dobie is going to listen to your advice after all these years?
You want the truth?
I know the truth. You're scared stiff.
Winnie, I am paralyzed. The kid really threw me a curve.
But for all these years, you've been yelling that Dobie ought to listen to you.
Sure, because I knew he wouldn't. Winnie, it is very easy for parents to advise their children, and you know why? If it turns out that the kid is right and the parent is wrong, well, that's fine, because after all, the important thing is for the kid to be okay.
Yes, dear.
And if it turns out that the parent is right and the kid is wrong, you can always say...
I told you so.
Right.
Which is a mighty good feeling.
No, it certainly is. So when parents advise their children, no matter which way it turns out, the parent has to wind up a winner. Providing, of course, the kid don't take the advice.
But Dobie pulled a switch. He's going to listen to you.
No, that was a sneaky thing to do.
Which means that from now on, when you give advice, you're going to have to think before you speak.
No, what a terrible thing to do to a man.
Oh, don't worry, Herbert. It's not so bad. After all, you're not unintelligent.
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are.
Don't agree so.
All right. Well, dear, you're no Einstein, but you do have the boy's welfare at heart, and I'm sure that if you think hard enough, you'll be able to come up with the right advice for him.
When he was 5 years old, then I could give him the right advice. Don't play in traffic, don't sit on a hot stove, but he is no longer 5 years old. He is a young man, and don't ever tell him I said so, but he's a heck of a lot smarter than I am about the things of his world anyway. Look, I'm just a plain ordinary man trying to scratch out a living in a corner grocery, and he's got the whole universe in his mind. Now he comes along and wants me to give him advice. Winnie, I am lost.
Don't despair, Herbert. Things are not as black as they seem.
Oh, like heck they ain't.
Believe me, they're not, because something wonderful is going to happen very soon.
Like what?
Like Dobie is going to forget all the promises that he made this morning and start ignoring you just like he always has.
You really think so, Winnie, honest?
I'm sure of it.
Oh, he's a good boy, that Dobie. You sure he's going to ignore me?
Positive?
Oh, he's a great comfort to his old dad. And you're a pretty good comfort to your old husband, too. Hey, come here.
Well, if it ain't old Zell.
Well, 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 if it ain't old Maine.
Well, I fancy meeting you here.
Well, 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 must be mighty fancy. You only been tracking me for 3.5 hours.
Mind if I sit here?
No, go right ahead.
Well.
Well.
Hey, Zelda, you look like real pretty today.
Like, thanks.
I mean, your nose is so nice and shiny.
Stop, Peter. You'll turn my head with praise.
Oh, I wouldn't do that, Zelda. If I turned your head, you keep running around bumping into things.
Good thinking.
Well.
Well, well, what?
Well, I'd like to ask you a hypodermical question.
It's hypothetical, and the answer's no.
Zeld, you can't dump Dobie. He needs you.
You should have thought of that earlier.
Well, let's put it this way. You need him. I mean, where's a chick like you going to find another guy? No offense.
No offense, Maynard. And the answer is, I don't know where I'm going to find another guy. Or even if I'm going to find another guy. All I know is I got a little bit of pride left, and I intend to hang on to it.
But you can't go through life all alone, small girl.
Who says I can't?
Me, I just said. Didn't you hear?
There's lots of other things besides love. I'll study hard. Maybe become a big scientist or doctor or missionary or something.
You thought this through? I mean, your head's made up?
Absolutely. So you can tell your friend Dobie... Never mind. I'll tell him myself. Dobie, I know you're hiding down there. Come on out. Come on.
Zelda, listen.
No, Dobie, you listen. I've got 2 words for you. The first one is good. Got that? The second one is bye. Put them all together, they spell...
Goodbye?
Goodbye.
Zelda, look, Zelda.
Well, cheer up, good buddy. You're always going to have me.
I'm afraid so, Maynard. I'm afraid so.
And as Robert Browning so lyrically puts it in Pippa Passes, the years at the spring, the days at the morn, mornings at 7, the hillsides dew pearled, the larks on the wing, the snails on the thorn, God's in his heaven, all's right with the world. Class, except for Dobie Gillis, dismissed. Mr. Krebs, what are you doing here?
I'm with Dobie.
You might as well talk, Mr. Hopper. Maynard won't leave.
That's right, because I'm your good buddy.
Very well. Dobie, Over the years, I've grown accustomed to your infinite variety of moods, but I must confess that I've never seen you in such a funk as the one you're in today. Now, is anything wrong?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. And it's all your fault, Mr. Pomfret. Dobie's whole life is wrecked on account of you.
Me? What did I do?
Telling him all that jazz about a man's reach should exceed his grasp. Shame on you, teaching junk like that to us poor, innocent, lovable, sweet kids.
That junk, Mr. Krebs, happens to be one of the most lofty thoughts in the entire language.
So how come you don't believe it?
But I do. I believe it with all my heart.
Can I speak freely, Mr. Pomfret? No holds barred.
Go ahead, Dobie. Speak freely.
All right. Mr. Pomfret, what right have you got to talk about a man's reach? No offense, but what have you accomplished? I mean, here you are, just a plain instructor in a little backwater college, teaching freshman English, piling up years and waiting for your pension. Sure, it's an important job, and sure, you're good at it, but is this the extent of your reach? Is this all you ever wanted out of life?
No, Dobie, it's not.
Then why aren't you trying to exceed your grasp? You said you wanted to be a writer. Well, why aren't you writing instead of playing it safe in this little college?
Because I know my limitations, Dobie.
And I know mine.
No, you don't. Don't ever let me hear you talk about limitations at your age. I want to show you something, Dobie. You know what this is?
No, sir.
This is a novel. I wrote it when I was exactly your age. I also wrote 8 other novels, equally heavy. Fortunately, I tore them up and threw them away. Should have torn this one up and thrown it away, too. It's terrible. But you see, at your age, Dobie, I thought that I was going to write the great American novel. I didn't think I was going to end up a teacher in a backwater college. Well, I found out that I couldn't write that novel. I found out that all I was good for was teaching. So I settled for that. And I'm darn glad I did, because at my age, there's no happiness unless you know your limitations. But at your age, Dobie, there are no limitations. You've got to reach for the stars, Dobie. You've got to reach. And if you fail, you've got to reach again. Later is a time to talk about limitations, much later. But now you're young and you're full of bright, shining hope. And nothing but the very best is good enough for you.
Mr. Pomfret, what I said, I'm sorry, honest.
Well, don't be sorry. Just forget it. But remember what I'm trying to tell you, Dobie. Whatever you want in life, you've got to reach for, whether it's a girl or a job or a way of living. You've got to dig in and try for it with everything you've got, because that's the only way you're going to get what you're after. And when you fail, well, you won't really fail, Dobie, because just the effort of trying is a wonderful and enriching experience.
Does that even go for a fellow like me, Mr. P?
You bet it does, Mr. Krebs. You got to get out there and slug for the record album or that new set of bongos you want. And by George, if you do, you'll get it, because nothing will stand in your way.
Like, wow, even me.
Like reach, man. Reach.
Thanks, Mr. Pomfret. You've got the right idea, Maynard, but the wrong chick. Hi, Zelda. Zelda?
No.
Look, Zelda, I know you're a great human being, and I'm not worthy of you, but just the same, I'm going after you until I get you back, because a man's reach should exceed his grasp.
It's no use, Dobie.
I don't care. I've got to try.
You mean you are going to chase me?
You bet.
There's a switch.
I'm going to court you with vigor and determination and all the skill at my command.
You mean you'll send me candy and flowers?
Orchids and chocolate creams.
And you'll open doors for me and help me
And
across
throw my
streets?
coat on mud puddles for you to walk across. Have I got a chance?
I don't know, Dobie. You can try.
Can I phone you?
If you like.
Tonight?
If you like.
Okay. Okay, I'll phone you tonight.
So long, Dobie.
Oh, Zelda, one more thing.
Yes?
Could you lend me a dime for the phone?
fact, I'm like broke. The only loot I got is what I just picked up at the bank to take back to school. It belongs to the kids in my class. I'm the treasurer, like legally elected. Yeah, so they won't mind if I loan a small loan to reimburse you. See here. Here's a dime. Here. Okay. Oh, you're doing both shoes, huh? So you ought to get 2 dimes. So altogether, that's 15 cents of enchilada.
No, señor, me ha pagado demasiado.
Yeah, and almost Mary tied to you, too, you poor little loaf. Hey, what are you doing out here working in all this ice, coal, and slate? Yeah, you probably got like 8 or 9 little brothers and sisters just like you out there working instead of being home getting ready for Santa Claus. Listen, here, you take this for your little brothers. You take this for your little sisters. You take this for your little parents. Now listen, you take the rest of the day off and get that whole shooting match happy by getting ready for a real Merry Christmas, huh? Now vamos, little caramba, come on. Merry Christmas. Now, I know the kids at school wouldn't say nothing when they find out I gave away a couple of bucks. I don't want to take back what I said because I gave away all the bucks to that poor little tight kid. Ooh, are they going to say something? Like, woe is me.
Joyful season of Christmas, when our hearts are filled with love for our fellow human beings. And that means love for my friend Maynard G. Krebs. But sometimes filling your heart with love for Maynard isn't so easy. In fact, it's kind of, well, what it is darn near impossible. Very well, it has been moved and seconded that the money we've contributed to our class fund be spent in a Christmas dance.
Mr. Chairman, point of information.
Walter Funk.
How much money do we have in the fund to spend on the dance?
We'll know the exact amount as soon as the treasurer of the Christmas fund gets here.
Who's the treasurer?
Maynard G. Krebs. And now then...
I move we get a new treasurer.
Dobie, you appointed Maynard to be treasurer?
Yes, by virtue of the power vested in me as chairman.
Well, I move we get a new chairman.
Well, now, just a minute.
Yeah, just a darn minute. You
Yeah.
kids ought to be ashamed of yourselves. Now, look, we all voted to make Dobie chairman. Now, let's stand behind him and back him up instead of picking on him.
Well, that's right. I'm doing my darnest to do a good job.
And you're succeeding, Poopsie. You're doing a fine job.
Thank you, Zelda.
So how come you pulled a lame brain stunt like appointing Maynard treasurer?
Because Maynard's changed, that's why. Now that he's a college man, he's mature and grown up and resourceful and self-reliant. Am I really talking
about our Maynard? No.
Of course he's changed. He's very dependable now. And besides, all I asked him to do was go to the bank and bring our money here to class.
Oh, well, a child of 8 could do that.
A child of 5 could do it.
But could Maynard G. Krebs?
Now cut that out. You keep talking about the Maynard of the old days, back when he was a bumbling, left-headed, useless, no-account mess. Oh, here's our treasurer now. Hi there, Maynard. You did what I told you, didn't you?
Like naturally.
You went to the bank and drew out all the money in our class fund.
Like naturally.
And then you stuck it in an envelope and put it in your pocket, huh?
Like naturally.
And now you're going to hand it over to me.
Like naturally.
Yes, thank you, Maynard. Maynard, our money, it's gone.
Like naturally. See you around, though.
It was truly inspiring to see how the class reacted when Maynard showed up without the money for the Christmas dance. At first, of course, they were awful mad, but after a while, they started to have kindlier feelings. For instance, a belief in Maynard's basic honesty.
Of course he didn't steal the money. He's too stupid to be a crook.
On the other hand, certain members of the class developed a deep feeling of compassion.
I pity his poor parents stuck for life with such a washout.
Others even experienced a commendable amount of scientific curiosity.
Do you think he'd tell us what happened to the money if we all put on boots and jumped up and down on him?
Maynard was up to his beard in trouble, but happily there was a simple, direct, effective way to solve his whole problem.
Nope, I ain't gonna commit harry-carry.
Maynard, stop that.
Man, I'd have enough trouble polishing myself off in English.
And Maynard.
I think my father's for harry-carry. He keeps taking me to Japanese movies and pointing.
Maynard, you stop. I just want you to tell me what happened to the money for the Christmas dance.
I can't, though.
Why not? We've been friends for a long time. You could always tell me everything.
I know, though, but this is like different.
All right, you've made your point. We're just not friends anymore.
Oh, no, Dobe. You're the very best friend I got in the whole world. I mean, I would stick my arm into the fire.
So tell me where the money is.
So long, stranger.
Okay, Maynard. Okay. If you feel so strongly about it, you must have good reason, so I won't mention it again. But I'm warning you, You'd better find a way to pay it back before Christmas, or what the kids in class hang on their tree is going to be you.
Don't worry, Dobe. I'm in no trouble. I'm going to pay it back every week out of my allowance. I just remember the size of my allowance, and I'm in trouble.
Yeah, it's big trouble. Maynard, I know this will come as a shocking suggestion, but how about getting a job?
Yeah, you're right. It's a shocking suggestion. Hey, Dobe, what if I wrote a letter to the president and asked him for a government loan?
The president in Washington?
Yeah, I'd say, Dear Mr. Truman.
Yeah, Maynard, his name's Kennedy now.
Truman's name is Kennedy?
And he couldn't help you anyhow. He's got other things to worry about.
Still trying to get that new porch for the White House,
That's right. Now, there's only one way out. You've got to get a part-time job helping out in the pre-Christmas rush.
You're right, Dobe. I mean, you're right, but who's going to give me a job? I mean, let's face it. Maybe I'm charming and lovable and sweet, but I still am Maynard G. Krebs.
True, but you're the new Maynard G. Krebs, a college man, a veteran of the armed forces, mature, resourceful, self-reliant. Offer that package to any merchant in town, and you know what he'll say?
I give you a simple N-O no, a simple O-U-T out, and a simple goodbye, Maynard.
Hey, Dad, be fair. At least think about it for a little while.
Okay, I'm thinking about it. Okay, I've thought about it. Out.
Yeah, this is a desperate emergency. To Maynard, it's a matter of life or death.
Maybe both.
Yeah.
Look, he couldn't carry $55.78 for the class dance across the street without losing it. And you want me to trust my hard-earned cash to him? You gotta be kidding.
Yeah, Dobe, you gotta be kidding.
Maynard,
Herbert, I'm ashamed of the way you've been talking about Maynard.
So am I, but with a lady president, it was the best I could do.
Dobie, as I understand it, Maynard has done something to let you down, and now he wants to make up for it.
That's right, Mom.
Well, then, Herbert, how can we possibly refuse to help him?
Easy. Winnie, I hope you understand what you're letting us in for. It means that Maynard will be here in the store with us hour after hour, day after day, week after week.
I understand that perfectly, and Dobie, isn't there some other way that we can possibly help Maynard? Herbert, you are going to hire the boy.
Okay, Winnie, we survived the Depression, 2 fires, cyclone, a flood. I suppose we can survive Maynard G. Krebs. You're hired.
Oh, thanks, Dad. You're performing a noble deed.
Oh, thank you, your grocership, sir. I mean,
Never mind.
You're one of nature's noblemen.
Maynard. You're welcome already. Just be here tomorrow right after school. We'll start you off at 60 cents an hour.
60 cents an hour? What kind of crummy wages do you call that?
Maynard.
I mean, when do I start getting my fringe benefits and my hospitalization and my coffee?
Maynard. Hey, Maynard.
Oh, goodbye.
The next day, Maynard began his career as a clerk in the Gillis grocery store. Well, it wasn't exactly a career. It was more like a sentence.
Like, hi, Mr. G.
Like, hi, Maynard, and what's your excuse?
I don't have one, sir, so if you see one laying around, please tell me. I sure could use it.
I'll admit Maynard didn't start off in his job like a ball of fire. But within a couple of days, his work had improved to the level of, well, I think they call it utter mediocrity.
Señor,
Huh? Oh, it's you, little Latin-type waif.
vengo de órdenes de mi mamá para comprar comida.
Look, I told you I don't, dig that like Latin. You know, no understando, see, no digo.
Aquí está la lista.
Hey, how did you know I was here? You must have followed me or something, huh?
Por favor, no comprendo.
Please get off my back, little sombrero, will you? I mean, seeing you out in front of your house looking all sad-eyed and hungry, I couldn't stop myself from giving you the class's money. And look at all the hot water it got me into. So no more loot. That was it. Finishville, the end.
Está escrita en inglés.
You got a shopping list? You got money to pay for this? You know money, cashierino, moolah, pesoville.
Sí, tengo dinero.
Good, because I gotta have cash. I'm working for Herbert T. Gillis, merchant print, who was a fine, decent, honorable man who was also mean and cheap. Looks like Chinese food you got there. 1 dozen eggs.
Little did Maynard know. Little did anybody know what he was getting himself into. I mean, staring at him from just around the corner was grim, horrible, terrifying disaster.
Let's see, that'll be $11.45. $11.45 out of, $12. $12? That'll just about clean you out. And with Christmas coming and all those, Christmas presents and all that jazz. Here. Remember, this is the last time. I mean, there's going to be no more. I mean, it's going to be like bye-byes, Bill, and it's going to be like adios, huh?
Hasta luego, señor.
Yeah, and a hasty and bagel to you, kid. Nancy Krebs, you're all heart. Ooh, in big trouble. Maynard, president. Uh-oh.
What's my name?
Your name is Herbert T. Gillis, and you're a veteran of the WW2.
Right! Not J.P. Morgan, not John D. Rockefeller, not the Aga Khan. Just plain everyday. Herbert T. Gillis, your farmer employer.
Like four?
Right. Oh, I just saw that little transaction of yours. All $11.45 of it. And you were finished. Through. Put. Sacked.
Why fired?
Fired!
Honest, kid, Maynard feels awful about what's happened. He knows what you're thinking.
No, he doesn't. Or he'd get himself a bulletproof head.
No, he'll raise the money somehow.
A thought. Maybe he could donate his body to medical research.
Why don't we donate it for him?
Look, I just know Maynard will come through. Remember, it's Christmas, and somewhere in this town there's a job that's just right for such a warm-hearted, lovable, friendly human being.
Like, oh, ho, 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 ho. Managership, I've never been a Santa Claus before, but I know I can do it good, because my mom used to bring me to this store to see old Santa every year.
Well, that helps.
She's out of town, and she would have brung me this year, too. Hey, how do I look, Mr. Bieber? Like real Kris Kringle-ish, huh?
Well, let me put it this way, Krebs. Stay in a dim light and hope that the kids are nearsighted.
Anything I can do to serve, sir.
And not a minute too soon. Here come the kiddies. Now remember, Krebs, you're Santa. Now greet the customers.
Like, hi, customers. What do I do now, you floor walker ship?
Sit her on your lap.
On my lap?
Yes.
On my lap?
Yes.
Every year, new rules. Well,
Apologies, madam. He's new here. And it's a cinch he'll never get old here. Little girl, Santa, the little girl.
Yes, sir, your carnation ship. Oh, there, little darling. What you got to say to old Santa? She'll talk too good, does she? Come on. Tell old Blubber Belly what you want for Yuletide's, Bill.
No, I won't tell you anything. You're not for real.
That's what my father's been saying for years. But a real Santa Claus I am.
You are not.
I am, too.
You are not.
I am, too, and I can prove it. I couldn't do this if I wasn't real, could I? See, you're real, too. Ooh. Yeah, man, are you real? Now, tell old Santa what you want for Christmas.
Okay, I want a teddy bear and an atomic submarine and a huge big dollhouse.
Hey, you're a gritty little chick, ain't you?
See, Mommy, he is a phony. He can't get anything for me.
No, I can't. Well, you just wait right here, and I'll be back faster than you say good King Wentz. I'll be back real quick.
Santa Claus is like him that make it tough for us little kids to believe in Santa Claus.
Here you are, little doubting Thomas. Here you are. Here's your teddy bear, and your atomic submarine, and a great big giant dollhouse with wall-to-wall floors. How's that for an oh ho 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 ho?
Wow, thanks, Santa.
But we can't afford all that.
Oh, perish the thought of paying, madam. Compliments of Kane's department store. We're all heart, even the elevators.
Thank you very much, Santa.
Merry Christmas, good old Santa. I'm so sorry I said those bad things, Santa. I love you. I do.
And like vice versa. I'm getting pretty misty. Here. Merry Christmas.
Whenever Maynard goes to work, he's generally a square peg in a round hole. But when he got that job as a Santa Claus, for the first time in his life, he was a round peg in a round hole. And the holes weren't in his head. You see, he was born for that kind of work. Being kind to kids, giving away things, making people happy. He wasn't just a fella in a Santa Claus suit. In his heart, Maynard was Santa Claus.
Like, oh, there, little tycoon. Oh, like, bye, there, little tycoon.
¿Me puede decir lo que quiero para Navidad?
No offense, but like, like sayonara, like vamoose, you know. Nick!
Por favor, señor.
Oh, look, you've given me enough trouble to last through the whole month of Christmas, so like, hail and farewell, huh?
Feliz Navidad, señor Santa.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, like, oh. Next, here we go. Come on, what are you gonna got? Oh, yeah.
Yes, Kane's department store had a few shaky moments, but Maynard got through that week and Finally, the day came when we went down to watch him collect his salary. Shh, here he comes. Now, for Pete's sake, don't tell him we came down here just to check on the money.
Like how? You came down to check on the money, huh? Well, don't upset your heads, good buddies. Here it is, and will you please give it to the kids at school for me?
You bet.
No, Zelda, no. Maynard, you earned this money, and I want you to hand it over to him yourself.
Him, Maynard?
Me, Maynard. You, Maynard. We trust you. And when we tell the kids at school what you've done, they'll be pleased and proud and
Try flabbergasted.
Okay, so they'll be flabbergasted, but only at first. They'll get over it. You'll see.
Yeah, I'll prove to them that I've changed, and they'll see how I've become reliable and dependable and trustworthy and grown up.
Krebs! At closing time, you left your shoes standing between Donder and Blitzen.
Sounds like, excuse me, your proprietorship. My feet got like bush.
Go get them. The shoes!
Like instantly, sir. Like even sooner, sir.
Dear, I wondered if I could get transferred to ladies' stylish stouts.
What are you doing here? The store's closed. You gotta get out of here. Anyhow, you shouldn't ought to be here all by yourself on Christmas Eve. You ought to be home waiting for Santa Claus.
Por favor, señor.
Man, I really wish I was Santa Claus instead of make-believe, and then I could give you all them toys and... No, don't start hounding me for no more loot. I gotta give this back to the kids at school.
Por favor, no quiero su dinero.
I mean like adios. I mean, go pelly your tortillas. I bet you could use some tortillas now, huh?
Ya tenemos.
That's all the loot I got, so like cut out now, huh, please?
No quiero su dinero.
Like adios, vamos, and hasty lumbago.
Hasta luego, señor.
Doggone it, I wish he'd hurry up. The kids at school. Oh, hi, Maynard. Everything okay? You ready?
Well, it all depends how you look at
Hey,
it.
let's get over to the school and you can give the kids their money.
There's one thing, though.
Boy, I can't wait to see the looks in their faces when you hand it to them. They'll flip.
How they gonna have time to flip? They'll be too busy kicking my teeth out.
Oh, Maynard, you couldn't.
Maynard, you didn't. He did.
Kill him!
Maynard! Maynard! Maynard, where are you? Come on out. We won't hurt you.
Maybe you won't. I will. Maynard! Dobie, here.
Maynard, where are you? You must have gone that way.
No, Dobie, I think he went this way.
Wait, let's figure this out logically. To get out of here, which way would a reasonable thinking person go?
That way, toward the exit.
You're right. Maynard must have gone this way.
Right.
Hey, Stella, go around there. Hey,
There he goes.
Hey.
Wait. Wait a minute. Dobie.
Oh, wait. Who are you?
What are you doing here?
Por favor, señorita, no comprendo.
Oh, wait. Did you see a thin fellow with a beard run past here?
Dobie, I think he only speaks Spanish.
Yeah. El Senor Skinny avec la beard.
I said Spanish, not gibberish.
Yeah, well, Monsieur
Down, Poopsie, down. I'll handle it.
Uh-huh.
Dígame, hombrecito, ¿sabes dónde fue el tipo descamisado con la barba?
Sí, señorita, ¿cómo no?
Zelda, you speak Spanish?
Pure Castilian, none of those regional dialects. Adelante, niño. ¿Dónde está el hombre de quien hablo? Es demasiado importante.
Está en la casa de mi papá. Ya le dije que no queríamos su dinero, pero los fue dando más y más. Somos pobres, pero no somos mendicantes.
What did he say, Zelda? What did he say?
Poopsie, our mystery solved.
Well, what did he say?
Come with us.
Zelda, stop with the secrets already. What did he say? What, Zelda, what?
Pepe shouldn't have taken the money, senor. Things are not good with us, but we are not beggars.
Nah, you folks need it more than us, than me. And it's only like money, just to help you folks get back on your feet. Well, should be any day now. I mean, I can tell. I got tuition.
I think that is intuition, senor. You are very kind, senor, but we cannot keep the money.
Yes, you can, ma'am.
Oh, Dove,
It's all right, Maynard. I understand.
This is my friend Dobie Gillis, the best friend a fella could have. He would swim across Eckhart Lake
Yeah,
for me.
not now, Maynard. This is Zelda Gilroy. She's a friend of Maynard's, too.
To be considered a friend of Maynard's is a real privilege.
Me? Oh, come now.
You, mister.
You see, we are not wealthy people, but we have enough to celebrate the festivities in the fashion to which we are accustomed. Miren. This is our piñata. It hangs in our home for 9 days before Christmas, filled with candy and cookies and presents for the children, eh? When the celebration comes to an end, we play little game. The children are blindfolded, and with these long sticks, bang, 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 the children try to break the piñata and win for themselves all the presents that are inside.
Man, you get presents for breaking things? Where do I sign up to get in this family? I'd be loaded.
So here is the money, senor. You must take it back.
And no, Senora, it's yours. Merry Christmas. Nana, Senora, we won't miss the money. All we were going to spend it on was an old school dance anyhow.
But it is good for people to dance. Back home in Mexico, we love to dance so much that we make our own music. I beg of you, senor, take back the...
Senora, I'm a very stubborn caballero. I don't hear a word you say. Hey, we've got to go.
Yeah.
Come on, Zelda, Maynard. From all of us, a Merry Christmas to all of you.
Tasty lumbago.
And a Merry Christmas to you, Senor Santa.
Come and get it, kid.
Yeah, courtesy of Herbert G. Gillis, the friendly neighborhood grocer. Take it easy on the turkey, huh? It costs 58 cents a pound wholesale. Ho, classmate cronies.
Maynard, where are your bongos? We need them for dancing.
Well, it's like this, Dobe. I was bringing them, but on the way over, I ran into this ragged little wave. You, too? That's almost exactly what happened to me. Relax, Dobe. I took care of the whole shooting match. 1, 2, 3.
Buenas tardes, Senor. Buenas tardes, Senor Pepe.
You would not take back the money, so perhaps we can express our great gratitude to you with these gifts. The piñata with the presents for the children in it. Ponla ya. And the music, which will tell you what is in our hearts.
Thank you, Senora. Senorita Zelda, may I have this dance?
You bet your boots, muchacho.
Hey, this is going to turn out all right after all. Senor Weenie, may I have these dance?
You bet your serape, muchacho.
Excuse me. Arlene Francis, I presume. Maynard. Come on. Maynard. Maynard is a soft, warm-hearted boy.
I'm glad you changed your opinion of him.
Who changed their opinion? He is a soft, warm-hearted boy who's a dimwit.
Oh,
just a little Christmas jollying.
You know, it's still early and I'm hungry. Let's get something to eat.
Good thinking. Let's go over to my house and I'll whip up some scrambled eggs.
Great.
And I got a whole big wad of mistletoe hung right over the front door.
Zelda, it's Christmas Eve.
What's that got to do with it?
Hey, Walter, what are you made up for?
Oh, I gotta be Santa Claus for my sister's kids, doggone it.
Doggone it, what kind of talk is that? Being a Santa Claus is an honor. Don't take it lightly, my good man. You call yourself a Santa Claus? Like, huh? Stick out that tummy, plug up that beard, practice those oh-ho-hos.
Oh-ho-ho!
Oh, that's pathetic. Let's go oh-ho-ho, oh-ho-ho. Again, put your stomach into it.
Oh-ho-ho-ho,
care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. Jimmy crack corn and I don't care. The master's gone away. One day he rolled around the farm.
Proceed, Miss Forbes.
And so we see that in the new nations all over the world, there is a deep and growing interest in the political affairs among young people, while we are content to remain asleep, apathetic, disinterested, and even lackadaisical.
You'll forgive the interruption, my young scholars, and I use the term with my usual devil-may-care abandon. But despite appearances to the contrary, this is still a class in political science, not a jam session featuring the Kingston Trio.
Like where? Like where? Like where?
Mr. Krabs.
Ooh, my people have landed. Some cat said so. I heard him.
I'm the cat who mentioned them, Mr. Krabs.
Oh, like, thank you, your cap and gown ship, sir. I mean, sir, you're like a real human being.
Mr. Krabs.
And that ain't easy, considering you're a teacher.
People say that we members of the younger generation are alert, level-headed, and solid. There's only one trouble. The people who say it are we members of the younger generation. I'm afraid our teachers and parents have a somewhat different opinion. To them, we're often lost and bewildered, while they know exactly what they're doing and where they are. I haven't the vaguest idea where we are. Miss Forbes had just finished her report. Oh, yes. Now it all comes back to me, I'm afraid. All right. Was anyone in this class paying enough attention to tell me what she was talking about? Certainly, Mr. Pomper. The delightful Miss Forbes was explaining how college kids in other countries take an interest in politics and current events and all like that. Amazing, Miss Forbes. Somebody out there was listening. But of course, when Ursula Forbes speaks, Dobie Gillis listens. May I comment, Miss Forbes, that it was a most fascinating report.
Why, thank you.
And so beautifully expressed.
How sweet of you to say so.
How wonderful of you to be you.
How charming you are.
How lovely you are. How ridiculous to call this a class. Eh, Mr. Gillis? Yes, sir. Now listen, all of you. We are here to discuss important thoughts and principles, not to listen to the wailing of some off-key ballad singers. The locker rooms are filled with the sound of music. You can't throw a rock around here without hitting a guitar player. That's the best idea I've had all day. Mr. Pomfret, no offense, but what's wrong with folks singing folk songs? There's nothing wrong with it, Mr. Gillis, provided the right folks are doing the singing. Now, these tunes were created by honest working people who sang them to make their work go easier. There's a vast difference between that and some crew-cut baritone wearing a pair of custom-made blue jeans and a hand-tailored neckerchief singing, "I've been working on the railroad." That's the way I feel about it, and you can call me an old fogey.
You're an old fogey. That's the way he feels about it.
Why waste your time on pointless diversions like folk singing when you could be out doing important things?
Like, for instance, Mr. P.
Like, for instance, taking an interest in political affairs, Mr. K, the way students do in other countries. You mean march in demonstrations and have riots?
And grow beards like them cats in Cuba?
I wouldn't dream of suggesting that you grow a beard, Mr. Krabs. Why, do you people realize that next week we are having a campus election to select one of you for the student council, and so far nobody's even bothered to get nominated?
But that's shocking.
Ursula, you approve of fellows who run for office?
Approve of them? Why, I think that entering politics is the finest, noblest, most wonderful thing a boy can do. Gee, when I see a fellow who feels as I do about such things, I want to throw my arms around him and hug him and kiss him and kiss him and hug him.
Mr. Pomfret, I've decided to declare myself a candidate for student council. Yeah, how'd you know what I was going to say? American know-how, Mr. Gillis. You are looking at the bright-eyed and bushy-tailed candidate for the position of member of the student council. Why am I all of a sudden so interested in politics? It's simple. As a responsible citizen of the future, I consider running for office to be my right, my duty, my sacred privilege. And name me a better way to get a girl who's hot on this public service kick. But now that I'm involved, I'm discovering that the great game of politics is no laughing matter.
Dobie, you expect to be elected to student council? Boy, that is a laugh.
Come on now, knock it off, Zelda. Why couldn't I get elected? All it takes is brains and personality and tact and a willingness to work hard, and I just answered my own question.
Now, don't give up the ship so fast, Poopsie. I have run this question through my giant brain, and I devised a plan that could get you elected.
Oh, that's wonderful. Zelda, you're a magnificent human being. At Jim, What's the catch?
What catch? I'm simply going to run your entire campaign for you, that's all.
I see, and that means running me too, doesn't it?
You bet your boots, Buster.
Mm-hmm. Thanks a lump, Zelda, but no thanks. I decline. No, negative,
Don't argue, lover. I'm taking over.
Zelda.
You are looking at all 8 Kennedy women rolled up into one cute-as-a-button package of dynamite.
Zelda.
Now, I am going to be your campaign manager, because if you've already got one, it's bound to be Maynard, and he couldn't get you elected dog catcher.
Hey, Doe, you running for dog catcher?
Zelda, Maynard's not my campaign manager. My campaign...
Am I interrupting anything?
Yes, my campaign manager is Ursula Forbes, and she's going to get me elected because she's deeply in love with me.
In love with you? Oh, come now.
Oh, come now.
Maynard, you're supposed to be on my side.
Dobie, mark my words. Inside of 24 hours, you'll be begging me to take over your campaign.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you why. Ursula Forbes is the prettiest girl in the class with a gorgeous face and a stunning figure, right?
Right, so?
So with all that, what does she need with a schnook like you? No offense. See you around, Buster.
Well, you're an absolute cinch to be elected, Dobie Dumplin. You're charming and lovable and honest, and I just found out that you're the only candidate.
Well, that does help.
Wrong, Gillis, baby, wrong. I, Chatsworth Osborne Jr., have decided to throw my chapeau into the ring and run against you, Dobie-Doo.
Chatsworth, I don't get this. I mean, why would a blue-blooded, aristocratic, rich millionaire like you want to run for an unimportant little student body office?
I doubt that your breed would understand, Gillis, baby, but I'm a candidate because of what is called noblesse oblige.
Watch that kind of talk, Chatsy, the lady president.
Noblesse oblige, my unilingual bumpkin, means simply that noble rank requires noble conduct. That's French.
Flake off, Chatsy, that's English.
Oh, hush up, you low-born person. You are a perfect example of why we members of the upper class must enter the grimy arena of politics, to keep power out of the hands of the hoi polloi.
Don't look at me, Chatsworth. I don't dig that Hawaiian food.
Chatsworth, I'll admit you're a superior fellow. And that's why you're going to lose the election. People don't vote for superior people. They vote for people like themselves. Plain, ordinary, down-to-earth. In short, me.
Your point is well taken, Dobie-Doo, well taken. And if it were just superior me running for office, I would probably lose to inferior you. But it's not just superior me.
Somebody else is running with you?
Troubadours! Here, Dobie-Doo, is my secret weapon. Gather round, good people, gather round. Hi, welcome, music lovers. I am Chatsworth Osborne Jr., candidate for the Student Council. And for my first number, I shall sing Just an Echo. And 1 and 2. Just an echo. Ooh, ooh. In the valley. Ooh, ooh. But it brings back sweet memories of you. Thank you, beloved voters. Remember, vote for Chatsworth Osborne Jr. for Student Council. A man who sings the songs of the people, understands the people. The people.
Chatsworth, I bet you haven't got the nerve to tell the voters what platform you're running on.
Well, candidate Gillis, what platform are you running on, pray tell? Pray tell.
A real platform. Fellow students, the issues facing the student body of this school are many and varied. First of all, what's to be done about the deplorable trash collection system on our campus?
Hey, Chatsworth, give us another song.
But what about the issues?
What about more music?
When the people command, I obey. He obeys.
Hey, look, I'm not finished.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Now cut that out.
Just an echo. Oh, oh. In the valley. Oh,
Ursula, my angel. Not you, too.
Claire.
Of you.
Yep, this is it. Innsville, Phoenix, the end of the brief but miserable political career of Dobie Gillis. I mean, I don't mind getting walloped in a fair scrap, but how could I fight Chatsworth's low, mean, sneaky, underhanded tricks?
By cooking up low, mean, sneaky, underhanded tricks of your own.
That's out of the question. I'm not that kind of a fellow.
True, but I'm that kind of a girl.
She's right, though. She's pretty low, mean, and sneaky.
True.
Like the lowest.
Maynard.
Like the meanest.
Maynard.
Like the sneakiest.
Zelda, I appreciate your willingness to help in my hour of need, but I refuse to do anything that isn't completely open and above board. What'd you have in mind?
Yeah, now you're talking. Come here, Doe.
Hey, Zelda.
And voila!
Zelda, what is this?
Can't you see? It's a voila.
I am going to teach you to sing 10 times better than old Chatsworth, and that's how you're going to skunk him in the election.
Me? Him? And Maynard.
Now, can the small talk, man. We got work to do.
Zelda, if this is a trick to win me away from Ursula, you might as well quit right now. Ursula and I will love each other night and day, heart and soul, till the end of time.
Sure. Now, Dobie, it's important that you're prepared to project a proper image of a man of the people.
Yeah.
Now, come on, stand up. Now, look virile. Brush your hair in your eyes.
Are you kidding? Absolutely not.
If you don't, Chatsworth will blister you.
Brush.
I'm brushing. Never mind, Maynard.
Now, it's essential that you have sex appeal. Flex your muscles.
Yeah.
Now give me a troubled, world-weary look.
Oh, come now.
Go on, Maynard. Now, Dollface, there's a certain way of speaking that's vital to the success of any political candidate. Low and breathy.
Yeah.
Now, let me hear you say, "Hi there, everybody."
Hi there, everybody.
No. Lower and sexier and more...
Hi there, everybody.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Now, Dreamboat, let's put all the parts together. Low, breathy voice.
Hi there, everybody.
Flex muscles, troubled, world-weary look, and plenty of sex appeal. Love me tender.
Love me. That's right. Look, Zelda, look. You and I are not destined to go strolling down life's highway hand in hand. So I hope you're doing this simply because you're convinced I'm the right candidate for the job.
Of course, Poopsie. Low, breathy voice.
Hi there, everybody. And you want to see the best man win?
Of course, Pumpkin. Flex your muscles.
You're lying, aren't you?
Of course, Snookums. Plenty of sex appeal.
Love me.
I love you so. Doug, I love you so. Doug, I love you so.
Thank you, my loyal followers. Now, I could discuss, and brilliantly, of course, the issues in tomorrow's election, as my late, unlamented opponent sought to do, but why interrupt our fun and games for trivialities? So since the winner is a foregone conclusion, let the merrymaking continue undiminished.
Hold it, members of the electorate.
Yeah, hold it to electrical casting.
Now, don't tell me you're going to vote for Transfer Osborne Jr. without even bothering to hear what his opponent has to say.
Yup, that's exactly what we're saying.
You hear, my fair campaigner? The people have spoken. They want no pompous phrase maker, rather someone they understand. Someone they dig. Someone who speaks their own language.
Hi there, everybody. Mind if I drop in and sing some songs of the people?
Heavens to dollars.
Wow, Gillis got the message.
When I was a lad, spent many hours down at the river's edge, listening to the old men tell their stories and sing their songs. This song has always been a very special favorite of mine. We've added some words which I think makes it even more important during this election.
The name's Dobie Gillis.
The name's Dobie Gillis.
And I'm here to say. I hope you'll elect me.
I hope you'll elect me.
Come election day. Just plain Dobie Gillis.
Just plain Dobie Gillis.
No rich millionaire.
When I'm in office.
But when I'm in office.
I'll treat you all square. Everybody sing, there's two things I care for.
There's two things I care for.
And here's what they are. To do me some singing. And strum my guitar. Everybody say if you like singing.
So if you like singing.
And yodeling too. Then vote for old Dobie. A square buckaroo. Sing a little louder. So if you like singing. And yodeling too. Then vote for old Dobie. A square buckaroo.
Divine.
Zelda.
You see, now lower and breathier.
Zelda.
Better. You see, Poopsie, how well my idea, I repeat, my idea worked?
Dobe, you're a great American like Christopher Columbus or Mahatma Gandhi.
I'm merely one of the people.
Or King Henry VIII or Jack Parr.
I'm merely one of the people with a low, breathy voice, flexed muscles, a troubled, world-weary look, and lots of sex appeal, just like you all. So elect me already.
agree with what you say, but I shall defend to the death your right to say it. That was the famous French philosopher Voltaire. Now hear the underpaid American teacher Pomfret. Class dismissed.
Wait a minute, kids, wait a minute. There will be another concert by your candidate and mine, the People's Choice, the sweet singer of S. Peter Pryor Junior College, Dobie Gillis, in the college yard in 5 minutes.
Yay, Dobie! I just do my best is all. Did you say something, Mr. Pomfret?
Yes, Mr. Gillis. I said, That's H-M-P-H-H-H. H.
Oh. Well, I'll be seeing you, Mr. Pomfret. I've got to go out and do a little singing for my public. Oh, say, you wouldn't like to come along and listen, would you?
That's right, I wouldn't.
Mr. Pomfret, I get the impression that you don't like what I'm doing.
Well, what difference does it make what I like?
Well, you're the one who made the big speech about us kids getting interested in campus politics.
But I said politics, not show business. Politics has to do with issues, not entertainment. If entertainment were the most important qualification for holding office, Frank Sinatra should be in the White House.
I understand he often is.
Save your jokes for your audience, Dobie. Don't waste them on me. I can't even vote in a student election.
Look, I don't understand. You say go into politics. Okay, I'm in politics. Well, if a guy's in politics, he ought to win, shouldn't he? And if folk singing's a way to win, what's wrong with it? My first duty's to get elected, isn't it?
No, it is not. Your first duty is to tell the voters what you stand for, the issues.
Well, I tried to talk to the kids about issues. They just ignored me.
Well, that's often the case. The flashy, gaudy candidate gets the crowds. The thoughtful one gets left at the post.
You're darn right.
I'll tell you a strange thing, Dobie. The winner is the loser.
The winner's the loser?
If you want to be a leader of the people, then you must lead. You must deal in ideas, in truth, in vision. You must appeal to the people's minds. Now, I'll admit it's a lot harder to set a bunch of people's minds to working than it is to set their toes to tapping. But if you aim at their toes instead of their heads, then what have you won, Dobie? How have you improved or advanced anything? You haven't led, you've followed.
I think I understand.
Well, I truly hope that you do, Dobie. Because the future of all of us depends on just that kind of understanding. And if we don't understand, I'm afraid we could all be in for a lot of deep, deep trouble. Now, always remember, Dobie, one man in the right constitutes a majority.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, the leader of the people, that low, breathy voice, Dobie Gillis.
Fellow students, the time has come to discuss the issues. I insist that you not vote for me simply because you like the way I sing. As citizens of the future, it is our duty to think, to study the grave matters that we cannot ignore the problem of trash collection on this campus. Students, Mr. Pomfret, you say that one man in the right constitutes a majority?
It's true, Mr. Gillis.
I'd like you to meet a majority of one.
Take a bite of me. Get along home. Get along home. Get along home. Cindy, I'll marry you someday. She told me that she loved me. She called me Sugar Plum. She throws her arms around me. I thought my time had come. Get along home. Get along home. Get along home.
Dope, you're gonna win tomorrow, because I got another idea. You tell everybody Chats is a trunk murderer. That don't mean he murders trunks, he takes people. Enough?
Good thing.
Cool at the buzz.
All right, kids, knock it off. I said knock it off.
Were you addressing me, officer?
Do you have a permit for this here clam bake?
No, sir, but they always let us play here all day long.
All day long is different, but it's nighttime now. The neighbors are complaining.
Chadsworth, don't let that music hater scare you.
Oh, knock that off, girlie. I happen to be a pretty fair singer myself.
Oh, come on.
All right, I'll show you. Just listen. Give me the key of C, Sonny, and that's an order. When Irish hearts are happy, all the world seems bright and gay. And when Irish eyes are smiling, sure
heart. Octave. Heart away.
That last note, wow!
That's the last note you'll be hearing in these parts tonight. Now move along, all of you.
Officer, suppose we refuse.
And it's off to the pokey with you.
The pokey?
Bread and Watersville.
We're moving.
Stay where you are, Chatsworth. This is a free country, and as a citizen, you've got a right to be heard.
Says who?
Says the Constitution of the United States. That's who says. It guarantees us liberty and freedom of speech and assembly.
I'm quite sure that it does, Gillis, baby, but let's forget it for the time being, shall we? Okay, let's move along there, okay, gang?
Stand your ground, Chatsworth. I may not agree with what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it.
Now look here,
Let him send you to jail, Chatsworth. I'll be there, too, sharing your ball and chain.
Ball and chain? What an unimaginative haberdasher.
Be firm, Chatsworth.
Thanks loads, Gillis, baby, but no thanks. When Osborne goes to jail, it'll be for something he believes in, like cheating on his income tax.
All right, the rest of you now, move along.
No, stay where you are.
We're with you, Dobie, but we need a leader, don't we?
Yeah! I accept the nomination.
Nomination!
When Dobie stands up and fights, we say hooray, hooray. When Dobie stands up and fights, we say hooray, hooray. When Dobie stands up and fights, we say we're for Dobie and Dick, hooray, and we'll all stand up.
Fellas, wait a minute.
Stand up and fight, we say hooray, hooray.
Stand up and fight, we say hooray. Stone walls do not a prison make, nor iron bars a cage.
Maybe that works with you, good buddy. But man, they sure got me penned in here.
Maynard, at least I was locked up on a matter of principle. You're getting in here with sheer foolishness.
Yeah, I was the first guy in the history of the police department to get pinched for breaking into jail.
Maynard.
What got him mad was I made it. But I wanted to be here with you, good buddy. You sure they haven't beat you with a rubber hose yet?
Positive, Maynard.
Oh, Dobie, my poor lamb, you look horrible. What have they done to you?
Zelda, it's me.
Maynard.
Oh, my poor ex-convict.
Zelda, don't use did you say ex-convict?
Oh, yes, you're a free man. Maynard, too. The kids at school put in all their nickels and dimes and quarters to raise bail for you. Poopsie, you're a hero.
Me?
Him?
Maynard.
Listen, they all came to march you home.
Gee, that's wonderful of them.
Guard, come release these prisoners at once. Oh, Dobie Dumplin', the second you get out of that cell, I'm going to throw my arms around you and kiss you and hug you forever and ever. Dobie, you do want to get out, don't you?
I'm thinking...
Dobie!
I want to get out. I was just kidding. Zelda, you're wonderful. I don't know how I can ever thank you.
Don't worry, Dope. She'll think of a way.
You bet I will, Rainbow. You bet I will.
Zelda, please.
Zelda, please.
Now cut that out.
When Dobie stands up and fights, we say hooray, hooray. When Dobie stands up and fights, we say hooray, hooray. When Dobie stands up and fights, we say we're for Dobie and Dick, hooray. We'll all stand up for Dobie and Dick, hooray. When Dobie stands up and fights, we say hooray, hooray. When Dobie stands up and fights, we say hooray, hooray.
Hey, Dope, you won the election.
Oh, Pugsy, that's wonderful.
Congratulations, Dobie.
I hope you mean it, sir, because I won on the issues alone.
Alone.
That's right, Mr. Pomfret.
That's right, Mr. Pomfret.
Maynard.
Yeah, well, seeing as how you campaigned and won entirely on the issues,
Yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
I see nothing wrong with having a little music to celebrate. D7, please. There are smiles that make us happy. There are smiles that make us blue. There are smiles that steal away the teardrops as the sunbeams steal away the dew. There are smiles that have a tender meaning.
Hi, Dobe. I've been riding a taxi cab. Man, that's living. Make way for old man G. Krebs riding in a taxi cab.
What happened? You hurt your foot or something?
Oh, nothing like that, Dobe. It's just all my life, ever since I've been an itty-bitty baby, I wanted to ride in a taxi cab. When I finally got rich, that's what I done.
You got rich?
Just sitting back there and everybody looking in and saying, well, what do you know? Old Maynard G. Krebs riding in a taxi cab.
Maynard, how?
Oh, it's easy, Dobe. All you gotta do is go, cab, and you get in, you shut the door.
No, Maynard. How'd you get rich?
Well, it's like easy, Dobe. All you need is lots of money.
Yeah, I know, Maynard. But where'd you get the money?
What money?
The money to go goofing around in a taxi cab.
Oh, a squirrel gave it to me. Come on, Dobe.
Yeah. A squirrel gave it to you? My friend Maynard G. Krebs has come up with quite a few Lulus in his day. But you've got to admit that the story about the squirrel's pretty much of a super Lulu, even for Maynard. If you didn't know Maynard, you'd say that he was stretching the truth. But that's not exactly so. By now, he's probably got himself half convinced that he really did get some money from a squirrel. The thing to remember about Maynard is that he lives in a little far-off world of his own.
The bunny farm?
Yep, that's where they're going to send you if you tell anybody else that story about the squirrel.
But it's like true, Dobe.
Maynard, enough. You know and I know that the squirrel is all fantasy.
Not this squirrel, Dobe. This squirrel is all heart and a very generous squirrel, and I'll give you $41.37.
$41.37. Rather odd, isn't it?
What's so rather odd about it? I mean, I'm all the time giving him stuff like old peanuts and candy, and if he should have some old money lying around, why shouldn't he give it to me?
Look, Maynard, a squirrel doesn't just walk up to you and give you $41.37.
Like true. He didn't walk you like hippity hop. You know, like. Hi, Mr. Parker, sir.
Class will be seated. And you, Mr. Krebs, will hippity-hop back to your seat like a good bunny rabbit.
Oh, not a bunny rabbit, Mr. Pomfret, sir. A squirrel. I was just telling Doe about the squirrel.
Enough, Mr. Krebs. And a word to the wise. Steer clear of squirrels.
Hey, Doe, what do you think Mr. Pomfret meant by saying steer clear?
Mr. Krebs!
Present.
May I remind you that yesterday, for whispering in class, I imposed a punishment on you not usually given beyond grammar school?
Go right ahead.
Go right ahead and what?
Go right ahead and remind me.
I just want you to realize, Mr. Krebs, that it is very seldom a junior college student is kept after class to clap erasers. Now, where was I?
Like back there by your desk.
Mr. Krebs.
Like, don't mention it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry I'm late. And I'm afraid class is going to be very short today. The fact is that I'm in a foul mood because I didn't have any breakfast. And the reason I didn't have any breakfast is that the gas company has turned off my gas. Also, the electric company has turned off my electricity, and the water company has turned off my water. These calamities have befallen me for the simple reason that I failed to pay my bills.
I don't care if you flunk me for saying it, Mr. Pomfret, but you teachers deserve an increase in wages.
And more pay, too.
Thank you, but you mistake my meaning. It wasn't that I didn't have the money. My wife gave it to me yesterday morning. And I put it right here in the top left-hand drawer of my desk. Unfortunately, I forgot it when I left school, and when I returned for it an hour later, it was gone.
You mean somebody took it?
All $41.37.
$41.37?
Exactly. Students, and I use the term loosely, of course, I have devoted many long and tedious hours trying to educate you. Believe me, it's been an uphill battle. However, I don't expect anyone to build me a statue for it. In fact, I don't even expect a simple thank you. But stealing money out of my desk, this I really don't have coming. I'm pained and deeply disappointed. Frankly, I just don't know what else to say, so class is dismissed for today. Now, the homework assignment, as you may remember, is to read 20 pages in your textbook for tomorrow. Let's make that 60 pages instead. And no excuses will be accepted.
Like, wow, the gas company turned off the gas. I mean, that's like tough. You couldn't even kill yourself if you wanted to.
Maynard, I think we ought to have a little talk.
Just a minute, Dove. I'm trying to figure out who the dirty rat was that swung with Mr. Pomfret's gold.
Why don't we figure it out together?
You mean like be detective?
That's right.
Oh, dude, that's a swinging idea. I'll go home and get my magnifying glass and my Sherlock Holmes hat.
I don't think that'll be necessary, Maynard. Somehow I feel that the man we're looking for has been less than diabolically clever.
Oh, yeah, Dope. They always make that one fatal mistake, huh?
Mm-hmm. The one we're after just set a new world's record. For instance, there's the amount of money taken, $41.37. Ring any kind of a bell?
Oh, yeah, Dope. I'm way ahead of you. All we gotta do is search everybody on campus, and when we find the $41.37, we got him.
You're forgetting motive and opportunity.
I am?
Whoever took the money would have needed two things, motive and opportunity.
Oh, yeah, now we're getting there. Whoever took the money would need two things, motive and opportunity. Sounds just like Perry Mason.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean?
Well, motive would mean a reason to take the money, like an overpowering urge to do something expensive.
Like riding a taxi cab or like that?
Like that. And as far as opportunity goes...
Yeah, tell me about that, though.
Well, Maynard, anyone who was kept after school would have had a perfect... Maynard.
What's the trouble, Dope?
Maynard, don't you feel the web closing in on you?
Web?
Maynard, you know what you told me this morning about getting rich?
Yeah?
Well, get poor again, Maynard. Give the money back.
Oh, don't be silly, Dope. What is a squirrel do with all that money? He'd rather have, like, nuts and candy.
Maynard.
Yeah, Dope?
Maynard.
I'm right here, Dope.
Maynard.
I hate to say this, good buddy, but I think your needle's like stuck.
Maynard, give the money to Mr. Pomfret.
Yeah, I already thought of that, and man, he sure could use it, but it's all gone.
Are those your last words?
Oh, no. None of them last word jazz for me. I mean, there's songs to be sung and flings to be flung and taxi cabs.
Okay, Maynard, if that's the way it is, this puts us on different sides of the fence.
What fence, Dope? I don't see no fence.
What I'm trying to say is, this is it.
This is what? Hey, Dope, but don't you feel well? I mean, you look plenty scroungy. I mean, want us to help you get home? Oh, gee, it's too bad I spent all that squirrel money, or I could take you home in a taxi cab.
Maynard, that does it.
Poor Dope. Hit him just like that. Hey, Dope, wait up. Hey, Dope! Dope!
Never mind the conversation. Just answer this question. Are you or are you not going to give back the money?
To a squirrel?
Goodbye, ex-good buddy.
Oh, it's rigged, that's what. Hey, Dope, wait. Please, Dope. Hey, Dope. Dope, wait up, Dope. Dope. You know something, Dope? I think you're trying to duck me.
You're not going to give back the money?
What money?
You're right.
About what?
I am ducking you.
Like, wow. Ooh, man, you busted through the sound barrier. I mean, you're in orbit. I mean, you're gone. I mean, talk to me, good buddy. I mean, say anything. Something. I mean, just nod. Blink your eyes. Wiggle your ears. Talk to me.
Hello, boy.
Now, don't have hysterics, Mrs. G. Dope is pretty sick.
Sick?
Like, lost his voice and everything.
Lost his voice?
That's all right, Mom. I'm okay.
Hey, Dope, your voice like came back.
What's this all about?
Would you kindly tell Maynard that there's nothing wrong with my voice? I'm just not talking to him anymore, that's all.
I think he's like delirious.
And I'm not delirious either.
I see. You boys have had a quarrel.
Dad, I got to talk to you for a minute.
Sure thing, son. I don't know, Mrs. G. All of a sudden, he just flipped. But don't you worry. It's times like this when a fella needs his good buddy the most, and I'm sticking by old Dobe.
And before you say one word, son, I want you to remember that I was a boy once myself. Now, what's your trouble? Short?
Yes, sir.
How much you need? I happen to be in a benevolent mood. 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits?
$41.37.
Yeah, what'd you say, boy?
I said I needed $41.37.
You know, Winnie, I think you're right. I better go see an ear doctor. I'd swear that Dobie just said he needed $41.37, and that's exactly what he did. So what's the matter with you? Have you tossed your toupee completely?
Now, Herbert.
I've got to have it, Dad.
You gotta have it. What are you gonna do with it? Corner the gold market?
I can't tell you, Dad. I just need it.
It's okay, Mr. G. He's like delirious.
Yeah, I'll pay you back out of my wages.
Out of your wages? Boy, you are into me now, down until the last part of the 23rd century.
Now, Herbert, if the boy has got to have the money, he has got to have the money.
And if the man who invented the English language had left out 2 little words, I would be a rich man today. 2 crummy little words.
Now, Herbert.
Them's the words. Now, Herbert, you're gonna now Herbert me into the poorhouse.
The boy would not ask you for the money if he didn't need it. Can't you see that this is serious?
Serious, huh? Well, $41.37 is no laughing matter either, you know.
$41.37? Such an odd amount.
There's a lot of it going around.
$41.37.
Oh, thanks, Dad.
Think nothing of it. It's just my life's blood.
You're a fine man, Herbert. That's what you are.
No, I am a fine man who is completely out of his skull. That's what I am.
Well, I've got to go now, and thanks again.
Well, I gotta go now, so thanks again.
Send us a card for Monte Carlo, sports. Oh, boy. If I ain't the softest touch this side of the Jolly Ranch, I'll put in with you.
Now, Herbert.
There it is again, Minnie. Cut that out, girl.
Maynard G. Krebs. Today, a name. Tomorrow, perhaps a number. Unless desperate measures are taken, and quickly. Poor Maynard. He certainly doesn't look like a criminal. He looks more like a... Well, he's my friend. He's in enough trouble already without going into that. But somehow, somewhere, he took a wrong turn or something snapped in his head. And it's up to me to save him.
Hey, Doe, what are you doing?
I'm gonna put the money back in Mr. Pomfret's desk.
Oh, what money?
$41.37.
Oh, how come?
Shh, quiet. Hold it!
Dobie!
Oh, hi, Mr. Pomfret. I was just...
You?
Look, you got it wrong, Mr. Pomfret.
Yeah, you got it wrong, Mr. Pomfret.
Exactly $41.37.
Oh, now, just a minute, Mr. Pomfret. I didn't take that money.
Yeah, he didn't take that money.
No.
Well, then why are you returning it?
Yeah, why are you returning it? I mean, Doe, if you got an answer, now's a good time to come up with it.
I'm waiting.
Yeah, well, like waiting.
Mr. Pomfret. Mr. Pomfret, I didn't take that money, but I know who did.
See? I knew he had an answer. He didn't take that money, but he knows who did. Come on, tell us, good buddy. Come on, tell us.
Why don't you tell us, Maynard?
Dobie, you can't possibly be accusing Maynard of taking that money.
I'm not saying I am, and I'm not saying I'm not.
What are you saying?
I'm not saying.
For shame, Dobie.
Yeah, like for shame.
Now, I admit I don't understand what could possibly have come over you to make you steal that money, a fine, decent boy like you. But you have done it. Now, isn't that bad enough? Dobie, isn't stealing disgraceful enough? Do you have to lie, too?
But, Mr. Pomfret...
It's such a pathetic lie, accusing Maynard. Well, we all know that he's,
Different?
Yeah, different. Different. But underneath that shabby exterior, there beats the pure and simple heart of a child. For shame, Dobie.
But, Mr. Pomfret...
Now, Dobie, you've made restitution. And as far as I'm concerned, the case is closed.
But I'm innocent, I tell you, innocent.
Life goes double for me.
I tell you, I didn't take the $41.37. So go be a big hero. See what it gets you. Mr. Pomfret thinks I stole his money. I owe my dad $41.37, hard labor. And my mother keeps looking at me like she expects me to elope or something. President Kennedy said things were going to get worse before they got better. But I didn't know he was referring directly to me.
Like, hi, Doe, you notice anything different about me?
Maynard, go away.
I'll give you a hint. Look at my feet. Look, I'm not wearing sneakers anymore. I'm wearing shoes with real hard toes on them. My old army shoes. You want to know why?
No.
Here's why. I'll tell you what that's for. That's for being mean and rotten enough to steal from a nice man like Mr. Pomfret. Oh, man, you're sunk pretty low on the human scale. I mean, you're down there at the bottom of the ocean with them wriggly, squiggly jellyfish who nothing but sit around all day and steal oysters from each other.
Oh, there you are, Dobie.
Oh, Mr. Pomfret.
Now, hold on just a minute, Dobie. I've got something to say to you.
So have I. I didn't take your money.
Of course you didn't. I realize that now.
Oh, gee, Mr. Pomfret, you've certainly
See,
taken
it wasn't
a load
the
off.
real you that took that money. It was just somebody who looks like you.
He doesn't look too much like me.
Think of it. I do notice a certain cruelty around the eyes, a certain ruthlessness about
Look,
that
I'm
jawline.
talking about my ex-friend Maynard G. Krebs, boy crook.
Please, Dobie. I happen to know that Maynard is taking this very hard, and so am I. I confess I didn't sleep a wink last night. I just lay there and wondered what could drive a nice boy like you to a life of crime.
Well, stop wondering, Mr. Pomfret. If you listen to
Everything
what I
all
have
right
to
at home, Dobie?
Fine, Mr. Pomfret. Look,
Yeah,
what
your
I
parents
want-
get along all right?
Great, Mr. Pomfret.
There's
Look,
no frictions, resentments, subconscious
everything's
rivalry?
fine at home. Great, grand, wonderful, since...
Hyper-defensive. Immediate hostility at the mention of home life.
Yes, please, Mr. Pomfret. All I wanted to do...
Don't worry, Dobie. If you can be saved, we'll save you. Beautiful, Mr. Gillis. Beautiful.
Yeah, say, that is kind of aesthetic-like. Hey, Pomfret, I want to talk to you.
Well, that makes it unanimous,
Look,
Mr. Gillis.
what are you teaching that kid of mine up there at the college? Crap shooting, roulette, or what? He's in here a few minutes ago and nicked me for $41. Now listen, Pop, and 37 cents. I want my boy to get a good education,
Now,
but
hold
after
it
all,
a minute,
I
Mr.
am not
Gillis.
made of money.
Hold it a minute. Before you continue with this sound and fury signifying nothing, I have one or two things to say to you.
Start talking, it is your nickel.
Now, in the first place, although you might consider yourself a diamond in the rough, my own evaluation is of a somewhat lower order.
Would you mind breaking that down into simple United States?
I'd be delighted. In simple United States, Mr. Gillis, I consider you a loudmouth blowhard.
And I consider you are looking for a knuckle sandwich, Chauncey.
Well, if you wish to resort to the physical after I am finished, I shall be delighted to accommodate you. Although it's been several years since I was intercollegiate middleweight champion.
Middleweight champion?
And now, where was I?
Loudmouth blowhard.
A loudmouth blowhard who has finally driven his son right smack over the brink.
Brink? Brink? Who's driven Dobie to the brink of what?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. Gillis. That wasn't meant for your ears.
Herbert, what is he talking about?
Ooh, yeah, Pomfrey, what are you talking about? Let's have it.
Well, several days ago, a sum of money was stolen from my desk. And although your son still claims he's innocent, there's no doubt that he was responsible.
Dobie? Steal? Look, middleweight champ or not, you are coaxing a knuckle-infested upper plate, boy.
He is innocent. I know my son. He could never be a thief.
Look, Mrs. Gillis, I'm just as surprised as you are. Why, I've always regarded Dobie as a nice, decent, honest boy.
And you can bet your boots that is just what he is.
But the mind is a strange and unexplored thing. Psychological history is full of cases of boys who one day were decent, normal, law-abiding, and then suddenly, wham, without warning, overnight they're criminals. And where does it come from? Nobody knows. Hidden repressions, environment, perhaps a criminal streak in the family.
I always knew that criminal streak in your family would show up someday.
Now, just a darn minute. In the first place, there is no criminal streak in my family. And in the second place, it ain't due to show up for 2 more generations.
Are you sure there isn't some mistake?
No, I'm afraid not. I caught him trying to replace the $41.37 in my desk.
$41.37.
That's what he wanted with it, huh?
But don't forget, I caught him trying to replace that money. The boy can still be saved.
But why would he do it? Why?
Well, I don't want to be blunt, but in 9 cases out of 10, these things can be traced right back to the home.
The home? Winnie, that's you?
No, Mr. Gillis, I'm afraid that's you.
Me?
Certainly. How long has it been since you've actually communicated with your son, spent a day with him, had a good old father and son roughhouse?
Oh, roughhouse. I gave him a slight clap on the ear just last week. He was stacking the sauerkraut in with the canned peaches.
You've been too hard on the boy.
Oh, Winnie, I'm all shook up. I don't know what to say.
Just say that you'll try to be a buddy to your son, Mr. Gillis. Win back his affection.
That I will, Pompey, and thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Gillis. No, and, if I said a few words in anger...
No, forget it. A little straight talk between friends never hurt anybody.
Mr. Gillis, you're a gentleman and a grocer.
Now, Herbert, when Dobie comes home...
Winnie, don't worry about a thing. I am going to win back that boy's affection if I have to break every bone in his head.
That is not exactly what
And
Mr.
that is
Pomfrey
not
said.
exactly what I mean either, Winnie. I mean, I'm going to be a father to that boy. You watch and see. Things are going to be just like they were when he was just a little shaver running with it. Dobie, my boy! Hey. Oh, come on in here, boy. I'm glad to see you.
What are you doing?
Oh, just a little old-fashioned roughhouse. Hey, you used to love this sort of thing, remember? Hey, how about that? How about that for a hold? There's still a lot of pepper in the old man, ain't there?
I don't like to interfere, dear, but I think you're strangling the boy.
Oh, don't want a roughhouse, huh?
Your dad's just trying to make a buddy of you, dear.
Oh, well, gee, that's swell, Dad.
Hey, I got it.
Got what?
Look, we're going to close up the store right now, and guess what?
What?
Give me your hand, son. You and I are going to the zoo. Yes, sir. We'll have ice cream and popcorn and pink lemonade,
Dad,
peanuts and...
Dad, please listen. They tore down the zoo.
They tore it down?
Yeah.
Oh, well, who needs an old zoo anyway? We'll have a lot of fun right here. Hey, remember this?
Dad, what are you doing now?
Play horsey-back.
Dad, I'm a college student and a veteran.
You always used to like to play horsey-back.
Mom, what's the matter with Dad?
He's just trying to win your affection, dear.
Now, I guess I'm just a failure as a father, that's all.
Oh, no, Dad, honest. I wouldn't call you a failure. A fizzle, maybe, but not a failure.
Well, I'm not giving up. See, you and I are going to be buddies or else. Now, hey, I got a great idea. Come on, Dove. Let's you and I go out in the alley, huh?
We'll play a little stickball. I'll show you how old Babe Ruth Herbert T. Gillis used to step out. I'm going up and loud.
I'll help you.
Are you wearing shin guards?
Yeah.
You were? Man, that's smart.
That's what you get for being a no-good rat.
Oh, no, Dobe. You're the no-good rat. You took Mr. Pomfret's money, remember?
Maynard, enough. You might be able to fool Mr. Pomfret, but it's no use trying to fool me.
Oh, are you, like, confused?
Not anymore, Maynard. I used to be confused when I thought you were a good guy. But I sure found out better. First you steal Mr. Pomfret's money, and then you let me take the blame.
Boy, I sure hope you got your fingers crossed, cause you just owe the biggest whopper in the history of the world.
Well, coming from you, that's a compliment, because you're the grand champion of all time. A squirrel walked up and gave you $41.37.
You're wrong, Dobie. Didn't walk. He like hippity-hopped. Like that.
Like what?
Like that. See, Dobie hardly walks at all.
Maynard, look. Maynard, I get it now. The squirrel took it.
Took what?
Mr. Pomfret's money.
Oh, no, Dobie, you're like confused again. You're the one who took Mr. Pomfret.
Maynard!
Now look what you've done. You scared the squirrel away. Hey, look, Dobie's heading for that hollow tree.
Maynard, forget the squirrel. Don't you know why I put that money back in the drawer? Because I thought you stole it and I wanted to protect you.
You did that for me, good buddy?
Yeah.
Oh, man, you're all heart. There's only one thing.
What?
This.
What's that for?
For thinking I stole the money in the first place. Look, Dobe, there goes Mr. Pomfret. Come on.
Yeah. Come on, Mr. Pomfret. You'll see.
Well, I certainly hope I owe you an apology, Dobie, but I must say, is this the place?
Yeah, just like reach in.
Yeah.
Well, don't seem to, wait a minute.
See?
But this is yesterday's assignment sheet. And last week's, and... Holy mackerel.
What's the matter, Mr. Pomfret?
It's my wife's anniversary card, 3 weeks late. No wonder she's been feeding me beans.
Well, Mr. Pomfret, aren't you a little ashamed?
Of what?
Of jumping at conclusions and calling me a thief.
How about you jumping at conclusions and calling me a thief?
Well, how about you? You jumped at conclusions and you called me a thief and you kicked me, too.
Let's face it, boys. We all jumped at conclusions. Now, let that be a lesson to us. Look before we leap.
That's right. All that glitters is not gold.
That's right. Stuff a cold and starve a fever.
Mr. Gillis, we've both done your son a terrible injustice.
Yes, terrible.
What was that? What did he say?
Mrs. Gillis, your son is innocent of any wrongdoing. I'm afraid I've misjudged him greatly.
I knew my Dobie couldn't steal anything.
And so did I.
And so did I.
And so did I. Way down deep. Dope, can you lend me a quarter?
Oh, yeah, sure. I thought I had a quarter here. Nope. All I got's $1, and I need that for the streetcar, unless you can get it changed.
Gee, I don't know, Dope. The student store's closed. Oh, wait a minute. I got like an idea now. Wait a minute. Irving? Hi. Can you get me change, Irving, please?